Embracing Arkansas the way that your boy here already has, is that SEC sticker on their helmet. You know who they have to play every year. Fact of the matter is, I think we all know this is true. If you were to put a Big 12 helmet sticker, but keep the program the same, or put an ACC helmet sticker, but keep the rest of the program the same, it's probably a playoff team last year, guys, and certainly could be a playoff contender this year.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
People who really want to have a good time won't come to a slaughterhouse. And we've got entirely too many troublemakers here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
I don't like you because you're dangerous. That's right. I am dangerous.
Streaming live from
hitthatline.com.
I
hit the 7-iron like John Daly hits the 3.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
You just gotta keep living, man.
And Tommy Kraft.
We follow orders or people die. Are we clear?
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Yes, sir.
It is a Toyota Tuesday here on The Morning Rush. You heard the words from Josh Pate of 24/7 Sports talking about this Arkansas football team, what they were last year, what they could be this year. I was watching the celebration in Lawrence, Kansas for the Jayhawks that just won the basketball national championship. And some of you remember what happened in 1994 following the win in Charlotte, North Carolina. Heck, some of you remember what happened after you won the national championship in football after the 64 season. I wonder now if Arkansas was able to accomplish that in football, basketball, or baseball, what that would look like, what you could dream up, what you could imagine on Dixon Street. We'll talk about that this morning. Got some Garth Brooks ticket updates for you that we just got from the University of Arkansas yesterday. We're going to tell you about Clay Henry's going to join us, and I know a lot of you have been asking and wondering about his future that he announced on Whole Hog Sports and the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. We'll let him tell more about that coming up. And then Bruce Stanton, Pradco Fishing, who is fishing, I think, even with this weather, he's still
I bet they're biting now after that cold front pushed through. It would be I bet yesterday afternoon, our good buddy Ben Thomas over at World of Wireless put a picture up of his young son Beckham, who caught he's about 5 years old now, I guess. He caught a 5-pound bass last night on the lake near their house. So it's probably got him going a little bit this morning here on a Toyota Tuesday. We're brought to you by the Fence Man. They're looking for quality people to join the team at the Fence Man. If you've got welding skills, building skills, construction skills, carpentry skills, or you just want to learn how to do something new and different, you're tired of what you're doing, apply in person at the Fence Man, 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. They got a sign-on bonus for you, great pay, and tons of work to do, so you'll stay busy with the Fence Man. That's a $500 sign-on bonus. Apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer. I know for those listening in Northwest Arkansas and in Harrison and Mountain Home, the storms didn't reach that far north. And really, if you look at kind of what happened, Hot Springs and South avoided a lot of this too. But, man, in the River Valley and all the way kind of up I-40 into central Arkansas, guys, it was pretty scary yesterday. I know, Ty, you put a picture of some hailstones that I guess we're near your house or wherever you were at. Drew, we all kind of live close enough to each other. We kind of experienced the same thing. I know there was about golf ball size hail at my house, but I'm glad you guys are safe this morning.
I have never taken my car in to a place to just get hail damage report, but I'm going to stop by Jody's later today because that's what my insurance person suggested I do, just because of the hail damage. Because that was the biggest hail I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In here,
if your car was outside and that you got hail damage,
and unfortunately our garage is covered with junk, so I did not have our car inside, but that's my car for people's houses and other stuff that was damaged during this. I mean, it was all over the place. It wasn't just one spot here in Arkansas.
I'll be surprised if we're not talking about a new roof at my house. I mean, it hammered down for about 3 or 4 or 5 good minutes of just pelting hail yesterday. But fortunately, that tornado, that scary thing, checked with, glad everybody was safe. But tornado came basically, I don't know how close it got here at 4 o'clock. A little after 4, we sent everybody home here from the station, and we just got out of here to go take care of our families. You guys were already gone, but and then sitting at home watching the coverage at the studio we're sitting in right now. They said, well, the tornadoes going near Barley. Our office, or this studio, for those that don't know, is I mean, you could almost hit a golf ball from here to the Fort Smith city line. That's how close we are to Barling and the city of Fort Smith, where all the growth is coming out east. And then it goes right straight down Highway 22 towards Lavaca and Charleston, where our transmitting tower for the River Valley station, 95.3, is right there. And I'm listening to the weather reports. They say, well, it's south of 22, just off Main Street in Charleston. I'm like, that's right where the tower's at. So we, from a personal standpoint and company standpoint, we were very fortunate. So hope everyone out there is doing well this morning. So doesn't sound like there's a lot of storm damage, though, as far as life and limb.
Yeah, I live, a mile that way, right here by the station. And hail got pretty bad. That's the biggest hail I've ever seen. I've never seen hail bigger than probably just a little bit of a pellet. That's the first time where I can literally hear it bouncing off of stuff, and I felt like it was going to break my windows in my apartment. But as far as vehicle damage, I don't think that there's that much to my car. I'm going to have to kind of look at it a little closer than what I did.
Well, take it to a body shop. They'll find it for you.
Last night in the dark. But it was a little uneasy. Almost got into the bathtub there for a second.
Well, you should have. But, I mean, just east of where we're sitting, 10 minutes, Bloomer, between where we're at and Charleston, that's where the worst of the hail came down that was over 2 inches in diameter. So pretty lucky that it didn't hit, I guess, in a more populated area. But those for around Bloomer and that area, they got the worst of it. But pretty good hail band that then it went on east to Russellville, and for our friends listening in Johnson and Pope counties. And kind of last I tracked it was going into Cabot, and they were declaring a tornado emergency kind of just north of Little Rock there.
It's weird not having Garrett Lewis telling us what's going on.
No sleeves rolled up, yeah.
No, I think it's Matt Standridge is the kid that's around our age that was doing it yesterday, and I thought he did a good job, but it is weird not having him on there. And maybe
is he the youngest chief meteorologist in Arkansas?
Man,
have we verified that?
I don't know. I need to ask him, I guess. But they had that. So both of my buddies work at ArcBest, which is the JB Hunt equivalent down here in the River Valley, and they were all there huddled together because there's thousands of people that work in that building or whatever, or hundreds, whatever it is. And I was just sitting at home.
Close to 1,000 to work there.
Yeah, I was just sitting at home with our dog, and I felt bad because I've told both of you this. Drew, you've been over at our house. Tommy, I think I mentioned this before. The tornado siren is directly above our house, and I felt bad for our dog Maggie because you know how piercing the high-pitched noises are to dogs, and she's just kind of sitting there with her paws over her ears because that thing just kept going off and off and off. And I also didn't do the smartest thing yesterday. Is I was so tired. For whatever reason, I did not sleep well on Sunday night, and so I'm sitting the lazy boy trying to prep for tomorrow's show, and I kept dozing in and out watching the weather. And I would there would be like an update, hey, it's around South Fort Smith. Then I'd fall asleep for 15 minutes, wake back up, and there'd be tons of hail outside. I'd look out to make sure the tornado wasn't anywhere because the siren's still going off. Then I'd fall back asleep, wake back up. So it moved
too quick. I mean, it didn't take long. Once it was gone, it was gone. Yeah. But man, that 10 or 15 minutes where it was kind of passing over wherever you were at, it was pretty intense yesterday afternoon. So
it was foggy outside and the hail and all the additional stuff that was going on. But
part of spring around here. But fortunately for everyone north of the tunnel and kind of up in Mountain Home and Harrison listening this morning, you guys avoided. I know Springdale dealt with the same stuff last week. So hey, we live in Arkansas. We're all going to face it sooner or later.
Yeah. Hey, coming up, we're going to tell you about the spring festivities that are going on this week. And technically, it's not a spring game, but there are some things that are going on during the final spring practice of this football program. Also, Garth Brooks updates coming on next week. We're brought to you this morning by Razorback Camper Sales. Huge selection of travel trailers, fifth wheels, and pop-ups. They also offer full prep and setup at no extra cost, so you can leave the lot and start camping immediately. You're going to have access to the best parts and service department in the state because Razorback Camper Sales is the oldest family-owned RV dealer in Arkansas. They've been doing business for over 50 years. Come see where our customers are always happy in Hot Springs or online at RazorbackCamperSales.com. We'll also get into some quick hitting headlines this morning. Tommy got some really cool tickets yesterday that are kind of a memorabilia from the Auburn game that we'll discuss. The baseball schedule has been adjusted where there's 2 games tonight. We'll get to all of that on a Toyota Tuesday edition of the Morning Rush.
This is Toyota Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Get by your local Toyota dealer for a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
On average, someone wins with a scratch-off game from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery every 1.3 seconds. That means by the time I'm through talking, more than 23 people will cash a winning ticket. And it just might be this one.
The new multiplier tickets are here with top prizes from $5,000 to $500,000. So look for the ticket with the X.
Get your ticket today. It's time to play, scratch, and win. Call or text 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
The temperatures may be cooling down, but at Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas, the deals are still red hot. Whether you are enjoying...
Here, when it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Jason Aldean says there's only two means of salvation around here that seem to work: whiskey or the Bible, shot glass or revival. He doesn't want to be stuck in these two ruts. He needs something in between to fulfill his dreams. Hebrews 7:25 says, Jesus is able to save completely those who draw near to God through Him. Don't trust your spiritual strut or placing your butt in a church pew or bar stool, because all three will lie to you. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
We're finally here. The top teams in college basketball have been determined, and the Final Four is set. Looking to wager on these games or the national championship? Head over to betonline.ag on your desktop or your mobile device and sign up today to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code BLEAV to get started. That's BLEAV. BetOnline remains your number one spot for all your updated odds and info, along with player props and new contests throughout the year. It's the best source for all your sporting wagering needs, including live betting and everyone's favorite Vegas casino and poker games. It's super easy to get started, so join today. Learn why everyone is saying BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to wager on sports. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low cal. So you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
March Madness is here, and Burton Pools and Spas has the biggest savings of the season right now on Doughboy Above Ground Pools. Hi, Tommy Kraft here from my good friends at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. If you've imagined that backyard of your dreams with a Doughboy Above Ground Pool, now is the time to act. With savings up to $900 right now on select in-stock Doughboy pool packages. In fact, Burton Pools and Spas has special savings on cash and carry above ground Doughboy pools, starting at $19.95 right now. Ask about semi-in-ground pools and get a free upgrade on a robotic cleaner valued at $600 this month at Burton Pools and Spas. Hey, the Burtons have been helping families all across the area for more than 40 years make their backyard dreams come true. Stop in and see Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and online at burtonpools.com.
Burton Pools and Spas, helping you get your feet wet without getting in over your head.
Here at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Always online, randallford.com. Jimmy, when you go through 4 generations with the best-selling truck in the industry, man, people keep coming back.
You know, there is a reason for that. 44 straight years, we've been selling the #1 truck at Randall Ford. This is a 4th-generation owned dealership. There's not a lot of businesses in the state of Arkansas that can say that they've been around for 114 straight years.
Come on by and see us at Randall Ford, 5500 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Online, randallford.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
Swung on and belted. Way back to left field. Braden Webb watching it get out of here for a grand slam.
Have you listened to Trusting the Process on the Hit That Line podcast network yet? Check it out on hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
So the University of Arkansas sent out some updates on Garth Brooks concerts tickets next week. I know a lot of you are really excited. You think there's going to be 80,000 plus. I think there's going to be people that just go to tailgate for this concert and maybe stand outside of the arena just to hear it. I think it's going to be an awesome event. I know a lot of Arkansas fans are excited. People from outside the state are going to come to Fayetteville this upcoming weekend. We'll tell you about it in just one second.
I'm looking forward to being there. Hey, we're brought to you by the Kevin Hickey Law Partners. If you're going through any kind of contract dispute, and we tell you often about if you're building a home or remodeling a home, and hey, with homes in the River Valley right now experiencing some hail damage, you may be going through some remodel or new roof or some new paint and siding, depending on the level of your damages. It can lead to contractors and homeowners being at odds. And if you find yourself on either side of that equation, you need the expertise of Kevin Hickey and Brad Hull at the Kevin Hickey Law Partners, whether it's contractors not showing up, whether it's non-payment, or other issues you might be experiencing. Kevin and Brad got experience representing homeowners and contractors, whether it's breach of contract, negligence, non-payment, or other issues. They have the experience to represent you. Give Brad Hull or Kevin Hickey a call, 479-434-2414. That's the River Valley number, 802-6560 in Northwest Arkansas. Find them online at kevinhickeylaw.com.
A very limited quantity of Garth Brooks concert tickets have become available in the Touchdown and SEC Club inside the North End Zone of Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium. For a cheap price of only $144.95, you get food, alcoholic, non-alcoholic beverage, and a concert attendance ticket. So is that worth it?
If you don't have a ticket and you're trying to buy right now on the secondary market, that's not a bad deal. I don't know much about the food and beverage. Well, the regular tickets were $94.50, $97.50. Right. I didn't get any that cheap because we couldn't get them through Ticketmaster. I paid over double that. So the tickets I have, I've got over 200 apiece in. Now, you can find tickets out there, upper deck and some various spots, not anything really close to the center of the action, for about $100 right now, face value, if you will. So these are indoors. I don't know what the weather forecast is next weekend. Hopefully it doesn't rain. These are chair-back seats. These got amenities. It sounds like a fair value to me. I don't know how good a view you're going to have of the stage from in there, but I know the stage is going to be somewhere around the 25-yard line on the north end of the stadium. So if you're wanting to go, that's not a bad deal.
They get hot dogs and Pepsi.
Well, that'd be the problem. It's going to be Pepsi. You're right. I forgot about that. So
if I had to guess.
It won't be Coke. We know that.
And is that technically still a theme, even though it's not a – is this a Razorback SEC event, or how do they go about doing this? I didn't know if there's a backdoor way where they could put Coke in a cup or
the
something.
There's a – because this everybody thinks it's Jeff Long's fault and all this stuff. It's a university-wide deal, right? So if you're in the cafeteria or the dorm or, some building on campus, it's all Pepsi campus-wide. Now, the deal runs out here pretty soon, but – I think it's interesting what they're doing. They got the Topgolf event coming up. They got this Garth concert. I think these are all – I'd like to know kind of the structure and the behind-the-scenes stuff on this, because this is clearly an effort to make a little bit more money for the athletic department of the foundation, or somebody is going to reap the profit or the share of the profit. It may not be a huge percentage, but you bring those people in. There's there's a little bit in there for the university to make on this, which is cool. They should. So I think they're doing some things and trying to find things that appeal, like Garth, that appeals to a huge audience. The Topgolf deal won't appeal to nearly as large an audience, but it's $75 a piece, and the foundation's sending this stuff out. I'm assuming that's where maybe the revenues that will be kept by the university go, and that's A-okay. I think they're trying to find some new sources of income. I don't know if it's because of COVID, because some offsets with NIL or whatever, but it's probably never a bad day to find a new way to make some money for the university.
Have you watched an episode of Winning Time yet, the Lakers documentary?
I have not.
Okay, so one of the things that in that show Jerry Buss and his team are doing is finding different nights that the Lakers don't play to schedule concerts and different things in the Forum. The Winning Time, it's the old documentary about Jerry Buss, Magic Johnson, and them going on, and they're scheduling different events in the Forum when the Lakers aren't playing there, and it kind of made me think of what Arkansas is doing, because I know there's Walmart shareholder stuff that's taking place inside of Bud Walton Arena.
Yeah, but there's no money made there.
Yeah, but I can't think of
whose name's on the building.
The Walton. Yeah, but I can't think of a lot of other events that have occurred inside of Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium. And so this is why this was a little attractive to me when I see Topgolf, when I see Garth Brooks, and I don't know.
No, you're exactly right.
I don't know if there's many other artists outside of George Strait, Garth, and maybe a handful of other people outside the country genre that could sell out an entire stadium like we're going to see next Saturday.
I don't know. You would be more in tune with who that might be in pop culture that probably could do this. But there's a very limited. As much as I love George Strait, I don't think he could sell 80,000 seats up there.
So?
I don't. Garth's just and I'm a bigger fan of several other artists than Garth, but I love Garth Brooks. But I would go to George Strait if I could choose one or the other. And but I chose to go to Garth rather than George a couple of weeks ago because I've never gotten to see Garth in person. And to me, I mean, we throw around the phrase a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Ty, I got to believe this is truly a once-in-a-lifetime experience that you're going to see Garth Brooks in Fayetteville at Razorback Stadium. Now, I may be proven wrong in a few years on this, but I don't think Garth's probably going to come back and play. Considering where he's at in his career, I don't think we'll ever see Garth again.
I think there's a good
chance. In Fayetteville, at least.
Drew, unfortunately, is not going to go to this. I think there'd be a possibility that Jimmy Buffett could have, I don't know if it would reach 80 peak capacity, but I think he could get close to selling out a stadium based on what he does and based on
a lot of parrot heads. I don't think you're not going to get Buffett's not. He's popular. He's not that popular.
It's a lot of. He's coming back in July? Did you ever get an update on that?
Late June, I believe, and I have tickets. Now, the man has canceled on me 3 times.
Have you been to a Buffett concert?
No, I'm not. I mean, I'm okay with Buffett. I'm not a big
I wasn't
Buffett
either
guy.
until I actually went. Yeah. And then I found out about the parrotheads, the tailgate, and the actual parrots themselves that people bring in, and I loved every second of it. So I initially, I listened to the 5 o'clock somewhere song with Alan Jackson growing up, but I didn't know any other Buffett songs. But then I went and I was like, this
Buffett's
is awesome.
fine. But my guy, James Taylor's coming up there July 15th. So I'll be don't shake your head at me about
Even James Taylor. I don't get it, but okay.
But hey, you can go to Memphis. You can go to he'll have 15 to 20,000 every time you go anywhere. And it's amazing the range of age at his shows. But I don't like it's what we like in our family. It's what we like in our house. So we'll be there for that. Taco Tuesday tonight at Joe's Grill and Canteen. In fact, not just tonight. It's all day. And guess what? Now you've got a doubleheader with the Razorbacks starting at 3 o'clock. So half-price apps and taps during the game and dollar tacos on Taco Tuesday. Crispy beef or chicken tacos. And you can enjoy those all day for lunch or dinner and during the game as well at Joe's Grill and Cantina. 3400 South 74th Street across from Harps in Fort Smith.
All right, coming up, more quick headlines next on the Morning Rush.
This is Toyota Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Get by your local Toyota dealer for a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunity, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
You're always up for some fun with the family, so you order the essentials, a new board game, some baking supplies, and even a new projector for outdoor movie night. And with the Bank of America customized Cash Rewards credit card, you can choose to earn 3% cash back on online shopping, which could increase to up to 5.25% as a preferred rewards member. Rewards which you can put toward an extra treat that everyone will enjoy, like an old-fashioned popcorn machine. Visit bankofamerica.com/more rewarding and apply now. Copyright 2021 Bank of America Corporation.
New for 2022 and in stock now at the Golf Nut. Tailor-made stealth carbon face driver, Cobra LTD X Woods, hybrids and irons, and Callaway Rogue ST driver. The Golf Nut has a great selection of golf bags, balls, shoes, and apparel. And in stock now, the new Puka headwear, pigs, pokes, and boomer hats. As always, check Facebook for daily specials. All this and more at the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith, your #1 golf shop since 1994.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC is the River Valley's truck superstore. No one has a bigger selection of new and pre-owned trucks. If you need a regular cab work truck, Harry has them, and the biggest selection you'll find anywhere. Over 60 full-size pre-owned trucks are in stock now, and over 250 pre-owned vehicles are on the lot. And for the first time in 90 days, new 2021 trucks are on the ground. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. The area's truck superstore, Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer opens like every other seltzer, pours like every other seltzer, but it's not like every other seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low cal, so you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Whether you're moving 50 feet or 500 miles, it's never a fun thing to do. So call the professionals. If you must make a move cross-town or cross-country, you want Move Mart at 701 Navy Road in Fort Smith. Move Mart represents Whedon Van Lines. Get free estimates, full-service packing, and vaulted storage with Move Mart. Call 646-MOVE or go online to MoveMartInc.net. Servicing the River Valley in Northwest Arkansas, Move Mart, let them do the heavy lifting.
Have you been looking for your next place to call home and just haven't found the right one? Then it's time to check out the properties at Trinity Multifamily. With a variety of apartments, duplexes, townhomes, and houses, there is surely one to fit your needs. Whether it's in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, or Central Arkansas that you are looking at, they have you covered. Give them a call today. Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Papa's Pub and Pizzeria now has a new small crustless pizza for all of those on keto diets. It's a part of their lunch specials Monday through Saturday from 11 to 2 for only $10. You can get a small crustless pizza, side salad and drink, or a slice, chef salad and drink, or an 8-inch small pizza, side salad and drink, each for only $10. Call Papa's Pub at 479-783-9941. Papa's Pub and Pizzeria, the best darn pizza in Fort Smith, perhaps the world.
Great people, great equipment, great opportunities. This is what you get at Patriot Transport, based in Centerville, Arkansas, with locations in Russellville and Van Buren, with regional OTR and local opportunities for qualified CDL drivers. You can make up to $95,000 annually and be a part of a team that embraces the concept of family. Patriot Transport wants you to be successful on the road and at home, working with every driver to ensure that they get the miles they want and the family time at home they strive for. Patriot Transport, more than trucking, it's family. Visit PatriotTransport.com to apply.
One of my favorite events every summer is the Peacemaker Festival. Located in downtown Fort Smith on the Arkansas River, the Peacemaker Festival not only brings in Arkansans, but people from all over the country. With Zach Bryan, Lucas Nelson, Promise of the Real, Charlie Crockett, and the Steelwoods as your headliners, Pecos, The Rooftops, Tanner Usray, Dim Dirty Roses, Gracie York, Jacob Stelly, and a special appearance from Ella Langley. The Peacemaker Festival. Check it out, peacemakerfest.com. Let's do this, Peacemakers.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The Morning
Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
There's a drive by Borfin to the landing in right field. And it's on the landing. Boom. Home run. Jace Borfin is first as a Razorback.
Did you miss a segment or interview during the show? Find it in the Bud Light Next Morning Rush podcast. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
So if you're a season ticket holder for Arkansas basketball, you should have received yesterday or the day before a copy of tickets from the Auburn game, which is kind of cool. I know I'm a guy that likes to keep credentials, tickets, and some of the different things that I've been giving at sporting events over the years. My dad taught me at an early age to do that, and I've kept pretty much everything since then. We'll talk about that and some quick headlines coming up. Plus, what would it be like if Arkansas won a national championship in football, baseball, or basketball today? We'll let you in on that conversation as well.
High temperature yesterday where we're at was like 73 degrees. It was in the 70s in northwest Arkansas, a lot of areas. That makes me think about pool season. So if you're thinking about taking the cover off the pool, or maybe you already have and you need someone to help you fix some equipment up or get ready to go for the spring swimming season ahead, Burton Pools and Spas is there with all your service needs. So whether it's simply opening your pool and making sure the pump and the filters and everything's ready to go, balancing the water, or maybe you've opened your pool and you need someone to analyze the water for you, they've got a great water lab in either location in Springdale and in Fort Smith. So for all of your spa and pool service needs, think about the crew at Burton Pools and Spas. You can go online, click service when you go to burtonpools.com and find out everything they offer there as well. It's Burton Pools and Spas, again, Springdale and in Fort Smith, and online at burtonpools.com.
I know this is going to be a surprise, but I got another invitation for a wedding yesterday.
We've cut you off.
It's crazy about
11's
that.
enough.
And it's on December the 3rd. Any guess what big event is going on?
Might
December
be the
SEC
3rd. Championship game, I would assume.
That would be it.
I'm assuming the 3rd's a Saturday.
That is correct.
Most people don't get married on a Tuesday.
Yeah,
so
that is correct. So on that subject,
Drew, you want to go with me to Atlanta? Because I know the Hogs are going to be there this year. Because clearly he's weddings are more important.
The reason that I bring that up is because the groom is genuinely concerned that Arkansas might be in the SEC championship this year and that no one will come to his wedding. He is in the midst of trying to figure out what he would tell his wife, how they would push that back a week or two in order to accommodate Arkansas
not going to happen
being in the SEC championship.
Yeah.
So
that's why there should you got to get a license to go kill a turkey right now. You're going to have to get a license to kill a deer. You got to get a license to get married. There's seasons on these things. There's turkey season. There's deer season. There should be wedding season. Wedding season doesn't begin till after the college football playoffs, national championship, and then it extends until we'll give you Labor Day weekend. And then it's over. No more weddings. No weddings from September till college football is over.
It is in Stuttgart, Arkansas, and the duck capital of the world. And
so December 3rd's also right in the middle of what?
Duck season.
Duck season that begins at usually the last weekend or two of November.
My guess is that it's going to be a later wedding, so if you want to duck hunt, you can duck hunt in the morning, and I wouldn't be surprised if...
Can you wear your waders to the wedding?
I wouldn't be surprised if the groomsmen were duck hunting in the morning. They made their way to the ceremony or the chapel, wherever this thing is taking place, but... I'm excited for it, but it was funny to hear him text me last night and be like, what if they're in the SEC championship game? What am I going to do? How are we going to do this? And I think he's legitimate. He has some at least concern that might happen, which would be great because, Arkansas football would have a terrific season. And I think back to 2006 and 2002. I was less than 1 year old in 95, so I don't have a great description when Arkansas got walloped by Florida that year. But I do remember Arkansas getting crushed by Georgia and David Pollock and David Green and company. And I do remember the competitive game that they fielded against Florida. Unfortunately, Percy Harvin took that one little counter and took it to the house, and Arkansas really couldn't recover after that. You had a great double back pass from, I can't remember who threw it to Felix Jones, but that was awesome. Darren McFadden got bottled up most of that game by that tenacious Florida defense. But I
was there. It was fun for a long time. And then when the Florida fans figured out that UCLA had beaten USC, and then they started doing that Gator chomp, and that's where I started gaining a real disdain for certain fans because they get about 1 millimeter from your nose with that chomp. I'm surprised there weren't more fist fights.
So give me a description of what an SEC, because you didn't go to 95 or 02, but you did go to 06. So give me a description what an SEC, because I've been to at least, 2015, 2017 basketball championships. But give me a description of what a football SEC championship
I remember
like.
leaning to my right to the person, and we were seated in the, I don't remember if it was north or south, but we were in the end zone press area, and had a great view of the game from an end zone seat, working area there, and had my laptop. And I remember as we were getting ready to kick off and how loud it was, and it was a partisan Florida Gator crowd, leaning to the person to my right and says, I told him, this is what big-time college football is like, because that's what it felt like. And you go to games in Fayetteville, and you've gone, and there's been some great atmospheres there, but you know how it is. And Arkansas, I think, has had some more of those since then, like the Bama game in 2010 with Ryan Mallett, and we know how that, the USC game that was earlier in that year, but it just felt like a grand stage for college football that night. So that's what it felt like to me, is just hey, the eyes of the world, the eyes of the college football world are on you, and you know what you're watching there is extremely important.
And watching this celebration in Lawrence, Kansas, and I'm assuming it was Lawrence. I don't think it did not look like Kansas City. I'm assuming it was Lawrence. And all the guys celebrating and the typical parade, driving vehicles down and that. And Arkansas, we know that year of the 3 SEC championships they've been to was the closest against Florida. Got creamed by Georgia and got creamed by Florida. But Florida, and I'm talking
Florida
about 95 and
95, Florida was really good.
Yeah, and then but 06, you competed, and if it
should have won the game.
We know what happened with the muff punt from Reggie Fish, and unfortunately, just after that, you couldn't recover. That moment, as we've addressed, only 6 teams in this league have won an SEC championship. You were close to being the 7th. Now, I look at that game, and I look at several other games leading up to that, and others for basketball and baseball. And what do you remember about 94, the celebration that took place after they won the championship? You would have been here. You weren't in. Did you go up to Fayetteville?
I would have been. Let's see. I would have been I'd been my senior year of high school. I would be, because it'd been March or it'd been April. I'd be a month shy of graduating high school in May or April rather of 94, because I'd have graduated in May of 94. So I wasn't in Fayetteville. It seems like there was a parade on Dixon, but I don't remember particulars. I just remember a lot of people wore hats and T-shirts, and there was a lot of people trying to scoop up those commemorative Sports Illustrated magazines. It was just it was a level of excitement and joy that I think was kind of redeeming for people my dad's age that had not gotten over 69 in the football shootout with Texas, people that remembered 64 real well, and those great football teams. It brought back some nostalgia, and I think it was also a little bit rewarding for the team that had missed in the Final Four a few years earlier in Denver, and some teams that had gotten to the Elite Eight against Kansas and lost, and had a couple of close calls. But I think it is even more special for someone like me who had watched Corliss Williamson play in high school. In fact, I'd watched Corliss play some games in junior high. I remember my dad checking me out of school one day in 7th grade to go watch this 9th grader play basketball at the junior high Coke Classic. Some kid I'd never heard named Corley, and he was a phenom. We didn't have social media and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And so I'd followed this player to watch, and I had broadcasted games when I was in high school where he played against Fort Smith Southside. So I had that, not personal connection, but for me it was personal, watching a guy I had watched since his 9th grade year play, achieve that. So that was my connection to it and what I remember from it.
Football, basketball, baseball, as we're sitting here on April the 12th at about 6:38 a.m. in the morning, is basketball the team you're most confident in right now that could help you celebrate a national championship in the next year?
I don't think you can put baseball aside. Now,
can you put football aside without even?
Yeah, I think Arkansas. I think the gap between that, just knowing the competition, everything we talked about kind of at the top of the show in the open, you understand the schedule. You understand you got to play Bama this year at home. You understand the rigors of an SEC West schedule. There's a lot of landmines you got to avoid. I think Arkansas is clearly on the right path, but I don't know how you could realistically look at it and say football is is the most likely. And let's not even talk national championship. Let's just talk SEC championship, regular season SEC championships. Now in football, you got to go to Atlanta and win it. In basketball, you got to be the best out of your 18 games. In baseball, you need to be the best out of the 30. I don't think the conference tournaments matter as much as the rate for me. As the conference tournaments don't matter as much in baseball and basketball. If you can win the 18 game and have the best record or the 30 games in baseball, that carries more weight with me. If you just think about that, football would be third amongst that conversation. You would have baseball and basketball. That would be the conversation. So I think even if you just narrowed it down, forget national title, narrowed it to conference title, you would still have a hard time coming up with football being ahead of the other two sports.
Would Arkansas fans, because I think Arkansas fans would trade a football national championship for both a baseball and basketball, would they trade an SEC football championship and lose in the college football playoff, either in the semis or the championship, for a national championship in either football or either basketball or baseball? Because I think they would.
I can't speak for the fans, but I don't get the sense. I don't get the sense when I have water cooler talk or barstool talk with my friends that you'd trade a national title for anything less than that. So would you, if you could pick the three, I think you'd pick football because it does carry more weight. But I don't think I'm turning down particularly I think after the elevation of excitement these last couple of years in basketball, I'm not sure how far behind basketball is from football in the excitement of winning the title there. I don't know that the fan base would be less excited. I agree it's more meaningful and I think more difficult if you can win it in football, but I don't think the excitement level is any less. So I would have a hard time personally getting on board with the idea of trading a national title away for a conference title in football.
Even though you haven't won a conference title since '89, you've never won an SEC championship. Right. You'd be the first team to ever do it outside of the 6 that we've mentioned previously. I personally would take the basketball national championship over a baseball or over a football, but
Dave Van Horn would disagree.
I would take I would think our audience, this would be a good question to ask. And you're welcome to jump in here, 877-377-6963. Would you rather have a conference SEC football championship over either a basketball or baseball one? And I think you'd see it more even than you might expect. Because as much as you just mentioned, the basketball has grown, the baseball has grown. And, again, this is not me personally because I would take a basketball national championship over that. This is still a football state.
Yep.
And to say that you could talk about being an SEC champ, finally put yourself in the same category as Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida, LSU, and Auburn. To finally put yourself
you'd be
in
on a list with them. I don't know if you'd be in a category with them.
Okay, the list. And I'll agree with you there. To finally be able to put yourself in that, because you can't right now. And you could talk about how great your program used to be. But your program hadn't been good since they arrived in the SEC relative to the other conference members, because you haven't won a championship. You can talk about 2010 and 2011 and 06 and 02 and 95 and 98, but those didn't result in even a conference title, much less a national championship. So and again, it's a balance, because I don't want to just bash the football program, because there has been some great highs, but you've also had some lows. And until you reach and surpass and get past that level, there's only so much celebration that can be accounted for in football.
There just hasn't been the stability in that program that you've certainly had in baseball. I mean, it's the model of stability on the hill up there. We're celebrating their 100th season of baseball, and you've had 2 coaches in over 50 years. I mean, I don't know how you define stability any better than that. Basketball's had more stability than football in the last decade with just 2 coaches. So, I mean, football's it's a longer maturation process to get to that level, and it's just the path is more narrow. But to answer your question, I mean, ask Auburn this year. They won a regular season title, and they didn't win the conference tournament title. But, is this going to be remembered as a great season? I just know if the Hogs had gotten to the Final Four, had beaten Duke and took their spot in New Orleans this year, what the level, our conversations would be far more balanced out between football and basketball right now. But I think this is a more even state. I just don't know. I think we might be surprised. I think there are people on both sides of this, but I think basketball championships and Final Fours mean more to to people than maybe we realize. I think we're seeing that excitement come back as the basketball program, elevates, and then the excitement for next year with all the recruiting. Interesting question, though, you bring up. Hey, we're brought to you by World of Wireless, 877-305-DISH, 877-305-3474. Sign up now with World of Wireless. Get a 2-year price guarantee, 3 TVs in the house, less than $90 a month. You get upgraded to the voice-activated remotes, which are really cool because you hit the Google Assist button on the remote, you speak right into it and say Arkansas Razorback games, or what's one of your favorite shows on TV right now?
Winning Time.
Winning Time. It'll find them. You can tell it to record them. You can tell it to schedule it. You can do all sorts of commands with it. If you like a particular actor or actress, you can tell it to find movies or shows by that particular actor or actress. So it's a really neat feature. And you get a $100 Visa gift card, whole home DVR, tons of free extras. Just call WOW now and ask for all the details. 877-305-DISH for WOW, World of Wireless.
Now, you came into the studio yesterday and were showing me the tickets that got sent to you for all season ticket holders. Do you have those with you, or are they in your car?
Hang on. I'll go. No, they're in my office.
Okay. Well,
talk amongst yourselves for a minute.
So Tommy comes in here yesterday and says, guess what the Arkansas Athletics Department sends me? And he shows me these Auburn, Arkansas tickets. We all know what happened. Tuesday night, #1 team in the country. Crowd storms the court, and it was awesome. And it was one of the best memories of the basketball season. The great thing about this basketball season is you beat your arch rival Kentucky. You beat the #1 team in the country in Auburn. You beat the #1 overall seed in Gonzaga. There wasn't just that one memory that you're like, man, that overshadows the rest. But Tommy's got them now. I think they're pretty.
It's kind of like it's not really a true hologram, but it's got the picture of the floor after the fans had rushed it. It's kind of got a hologram reflective look to it. It says Arkansas Auburn.
Box score on the back, which is sweet.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an actual ticket, but it's, and how long have I griped about this? That, hey, when they took the physical ticket away, when you had a special moment or a special game, you didn't have anything to commemorate it. I mean, from the moment they did this, and I understand this is the way of the world. If you're going to Garth next weekend, it's all electronic. That's just the way life is. But this is pretty neat to send this out, and I think it's a nice touch by the foundation and the athletic department to do this. It's just a big – let's tweet out a picture of this so everybody can see it, because if you're not a season ticket holder, you didn't get one. But you can go to our Twitter account and see that picture. But it's got the date on it. It's got the final score. It's got the kind of the watermark photo in the background is the crowd storming the floor. Then, like you said, the box score on the back, and then a QR code to scan for video content. I think it's a nice, classy touch. They sent a nice letter with it as well from the foundation. So, and it's from Coach Eric Musselman. So you get a letter from Coach Musselman with it as well.
He didn't sign it, though.
He didn't sign it.
All 20,000 of
So
that must get annoying as a coach when you're, hey, Coach, I need you to sign some stuff. And it's like, all right, sure. And you're thinking, 5, 10 things. It's like, I need to sign all 20,000 of these.
Yeah.
Or
so,
however many you'd have to give
20,327 fans were there that night, as he puts in his letter. And as Coach Muss said, I'm sure he wrote this letter himself. It says, to commemorate that special moment in Razorback men's basketball history, and as a way to say thank you for your support of our program, please find the enclosed special edition souvenir ticket for that game. I hope as you display it with pride alongside with your other Hog memorabilia, you will remember that night and the difference you made in such an important victory. WPS, Coach Eric Musselman.
I do wonder where they're going to do the red-white basketball game this upcoming season, because it's been in Barn Hill the last either 2 or 3 years. Eddie Sutton was there a couple years ago, which was really cool to have him, Nolan, and the crowd back in the place where Arkansas basketball really got going. Could you outgrow that with the excitement level for this season? I don't even know.
Outgrow what?
The amount of people that you could stuff inside a Barnhill Arena for a red-white game.
I think they only did that one time just because they were getting the Nolan Richardson court ready, right? I mean, that was kind of the...
Have they not done it twice? You sure about that? I thought they'd done it twice. It's either been 2 or 3 times.
I don't think it's been 3, but I think you need to put as many. You want as many people as you can get there to support that. Question is, could you bring back Midnight Madness? Could you do some things like you've done in years past that would stir people up and create a kind of a frenzy to begin the season? I remember those as a kid. You bring a canned good, you get in free. That was at a day and a time where going into Barnhill, you couldn't get a ticket. So that might be your only chance to see the team. You'd show up at 10 o'clock at night or whatever, and they'd start, and you'd have your canned good, and you'd get in. So I don't know that they're back to that level. They did that for a long time with Bud Walton as well. I'd like to see enough demand that, hey, we'll just let you in for some kind of charitable donation, whether it's a canned good or something else, and let people come see the team.
When you parallel the two, is there more excitement about this football team that has the best home schedule potentially in Arkansas history, or the basketball team that has the best recruiting class in its history?
I get the feel that there's more basketball excitement right now.
Is that just because we've got more news as of late? Because we're still in spring football. It's not like we're not getting news, and we've got
I think it's
final
because
spring
of the recruiting class and 3 McDonald's All-Americans and Nick Smith in state. And tell me the recruiting battle you lost this year. Tell me where you didn't win in recruiting this year.
As Khalil Ware would be the only one, assuming that that was even a battle to begin with.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much Arkansas even went in there and threw jabs on that deal. I mean, you're always looking to recruit McDonald's, but Arkansas seemingly won nearly every recruiting battle. So, I mean, you got the in-state kids. You at least from an outside perspective, seemingly you wanted the most, which was Nick Smith, and you got Joseph Pinion, and you got Fords, and then you go and you get a Gatorade Player of the Year from the state of Alabama. You take Dunning away, Barry Dunning Jr. away from Alabama and Auburn. I just think there's a lot of excitement right now for basketball. Maybe it's because we're in the afterglow of another. Maybe that's waning a little bit because of just how close we are to the recency to the end of the year. And football's still how many 100 and whatever days?
I think it's 156 now. Let me double check on that.
I still hear more I hear more conversations about basketball than usual.
144
this time of the year. We normally have put basketball way to bed by April the 12th. And it's still coming up. I mean, when I was with the guys this weekend, that basketball was still part of the conversation.
Hot topic.
Probably more so than football came up.
Was that how it was? Now, you weren't doing sports radio. That'd be probably a better question for Chuck or Grant Hall or Mike Irwin in the 90s when, not to see.
There wasn't much sports radio period then. I mean, there was a few shows, but wasn't a lot of that going on.
Yeah,
even.
That would be and Randy
That'd be a good Clay question here in about 10 minutes.
Added on to that. Yeah, that too. It's just kind of the setup, because you talk about what you feel is the front and center conversation, and it's typically football at this point in time, with baseball as well being in season, but it's, as you just said, there's more basketball mixed in. I do just wonder, though, when KJ starts getting, and when SEC Media Days rolls around July 19th through the 23rd, when KJ starts getting on these all-SEC lists, I doubt he makes an All-American list. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Well, when you start seeing more hype about him, Jalen Catalon, Bumper Pool, and at that point, basketball season, the recruiting will have dwindled, and I know we'll be closer to basketball season, but that will be hot and heavy during the summer during football if that shifts a little bit. But I tend to agree with you. It's really a tug and pull right now between basketball, baseball, and football, which for us is great because there's not anything that we can talk about between the three major sports that's going to cost someone.
I think you're interested in all three. I think Joe says it right when he texted the show. We don't trust football yet. We trust Sam Pittman. We think he's the right hire. I think we need another season of this team performing at 8 or 9 wins to really have both feet in the middle of the circle. That's the sense that I think a lot of people are. Get that a lot of people are at. I think that is fair. We need another year. We've really just had 1 year, and you can talk about the COVID year, but it was still just 3 wins. Hey, don't let mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas ruin your outdoor activities this spring and summer. Call Mosquito Joe. They're an Arkansas-based business, family-owned business, right here in the natural state that can get rid of the mosquitoes, the ticks, and the fleas in your backyard. Don't let it ruin your spring and summer. Don't let it ruin your family reunion. Don't let it ruin your Easter weekend. Call 479-202-9960. Your first service is only $39. That's 202-9960, or visit arkansas.mosquitojoe.com.
Clay Henry joins us next. We got a lot of things to talk about, including his final column next.
The Fence Man, the company you can trust when it comes to building quality fencing and gates, is looking for quality people to join the Fence Man team. If you are a fence builder or have building or welding experience, apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man offers great pay and a $500 sign-on bonus. Join the top fence building team and get a $500 sign-on bonus. The Fence Man. Apply today in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man is an equal opportunity employer.
How much life can you fit in a 2022 Toyota RAV4?
Hon, can you grab me a swan float? They're in the RAV4.
The pink one or the yellow one?
How about 69.8 cubic feet for inflatable fun?
Want me to put the address in the RAV4's GPS?
No. I know exactly where yeah.
Thought so.
Up to 40 miles of uncharted terrain per gallon.
Get in the RAV4. Get in the RAV4. I did not expect mountain lions out here.
That's a cat.
But it's big though, right?
Yeah. Big kitty.
That's 37.7 inches of headroom for tall tales.
Hey, pull into that taco stand here. I'm starving. I'm grabbing 2 number 4s.
And grab 2 for me.
And 2 to 4 number 4s for the largest appetites. The numbers add up. It's amazing how much life you can fit in a 2022 Toyota RAV4. Visit your local dealer or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at Toyota.com for feature availability. EPA estimated 41 city, 38 highway, 40 combined NVG for 2022 RAV4 XSE hybrid.
The temperatures may be cooling down, but at Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas, the deals are still red hot. Whether you are enjoying one of over 50 state parks or tailgating with your favorite team, Wheels has the right RV to help you enjoy fall in the natural state. And at Wheels RV, every new unit comes with a lifetime warranty. So get out to Wheels and see why they were voted best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Community, where you create a home, you shop, you play, you cheer. At Wave Rural Connect, we live in the same community as you. You might see our employees in the grocery store, at the park, maybe the ball game. Wave Rural Connect is here to enable this community that we love with fast fiber internet, TV, and phone right here in your town, along with friendly local customer service. Go to waveruralconnect.com or call us at 1-833-4WAVE-RC to find out more. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Have a friend or relative visiting town? Help them to feel the Hamptonality. At Hampton Inn Fort Smith, we're locally owned and Fort Smith's favorite hotel. You'll rest easy on our clean and fresh Hampton bed and start your morning with our free hot breakfast. And with free Wi-Fi at Hampton Inn Fort Smith, you're guaranteed to stay connected. Book your stay by visiting HamptonInnFortSmith.com or call 452-2000. That's 479-452-2000.
Feel the fun. Feel the Hamptonality.
Whether you're moving 50 feet or 500 miles, it's never a fun thing to do. So call the professionals. If you must make a move cross-town or cross-country, you want Move Mart at 701 Navy Road in Fort Smith. Move Mart represents Whedon Van Lines. Get free estimates, full-service packing, and vaulted storage with Move Mart. Call 646-MOVE or go online to MoveMartInc.net. Servicing the River Valley in Northwest Arkansas, Move Mart, let them do the heavy lifting.
Doe's Eat Place, serving award-winning steaks, has now added lobster tail and salmon to the menu. You can also enjoy delicious appetizers along with your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Doe's Eat Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Call 784-9111. That's 784-9111. Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
I've never been scared to stay by myself, but we've been talking, and as much as the kids are at home alone and John's out of town on business, we thought it was time for a security system. Guardtronic came out and walked through our home for a free estimate. He pointed out a couple of ideas I hadn't thought of. The licensed technicians were really knowledgeable and courteous. They explained exactly how to use our system. Now I understand how Guardtronic has been in business for over 60 years. Give Guardtronic a call today, 800-542-7866. That's 800-542-7866.
Who's ready to spring clean and save some green? Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. This month, I'm on a mission to help you cash in when you clean out your garage. So stop making payments on a car you're not happy with, because right now you could clean up in a Rath Road Ready vehicle, each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center, and possibly lower your monthly payment in the process. It's out with the old and in with the new, only during my Spring Clean and Save Some Green sales event. So dust off that old ride and trade up when you bring it in today, and possibly lower your monthly payment in the process. Keeping the car you have? Keep it running this spring with a free inspection, half off brakes, and buy 3 get 1 free on all tires in our Meineke Car Care Center. But hurry, this deal's done once 86 people make a clean getaway in a nicer, newer car. Only at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, a very slow-moving boundary will once again trigger showers and thunderstorms that could be strong to severe. Hail, gusty winds, tornadoes, all possible today. Temperatures in the upper 70s. We drop down in the low to mid-60s with strong storms tonight and an even better chance of severe weather Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
All your favorite podcasts in one place. The Hit That Line Podcast Network. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Brought to you by Breeden RV Center. You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
They are going to be a very good team. I'll tell you the other thing in your subconscious. That's one of the only remaining hurdles between you and your mind embracing Arkansas the way that your boy here already has, is that SEC sticker on their helmet. You know who they have to play every year. Fact of the matter is, I think we all know this is true. If you were to put a Big 12 helmet sticker, but keep the program the same, or put an ACC helmet sticker, but keep the rest of the program the same, it's probably a playoff team last year, guys, and certainly could be a playoff contender this year.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
People who really want to have a good time won't come to a slaughterhouse. We've got entirely too many troublemakers here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
I don't like you because you're dangerous. That's right. I am dangerous.
Streaming live from
hitthatline.com.
I hit the 7-iron like John Davis was 3.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
You just got to keep living, man.
And Tommy Kraft.
We follow orders or people die. Are we clear?
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Yes, sir.
It is hour number 2 of the Morning Rush on a Toyota Tuesday. Hope everyone is safe. I know in several listening areas here on ESPN Arkansas at hitthatline.com, there was some damage via hail, via tornadoes, and we were talking about that earlier in hour number 1. Again, hope everyone is safe. Clay Henry is going to be joining us coming up. We've got a lot to talk about with him, his thoughts on the Masters, this baseball team, and kind of what's going on in his life, because I know a lot of you have had questions about his final column at Whole Hog Sports and Hogs Illustrated. We're going to address all that coming up here on the Morning Rush, Tommy.
You know, we had all those spring storms and everything rolled through yesterday, but, one of the things we got to look forward to is, the hot days and the humid days of summer is the Peacemaker coming up, and I know people are buying tickets right now and making their plans to be in downtown Fort Smith for one of the great music festivals of the summer.
Yeah, you can check it out, peacemakerfest.com. It's July 29th and 30th down by the river here in Fort Smith. Park gates are going to open at 5 o'clock on Friday and 4 p.m. on Saturday. You can find your tickets again at peacemakerfest.com. Zach Bryan, Lucas Nelson, and The Promise of the Real, Charlie Crockett and the Steelwoods are the headliners, and several other artists are going to be down here as well. This, I think, will be my 4th straight Peacemaker Fest that I've attended. I cannot wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. I've got friends coming in from Dallas. I've got friends coming in from Missouri. It is a great time, and they've got people that come here from California, New York, Montana. It is crazy the amount of not just Arkansans that show up for this event, but people outside of this state as well. And if you haven't got tickets yet, find them at peacemakerfest.com. This is the 8th annual one. Last 7 years, this event has given over $650,000 to local nonprofits in the area. Doesn't matter what part of Arkansas you're in, or really what part of the United States you're in. Come check out the Peacemaker Fest at the end of July, the 8th annual Peacemaker Fest. Is Clay with us, Tommy? Clay, you there, buddy? Might have some
check on his connection.
Might have some internet issues with, which wouldn't be surprising based on some of the weather that we had yesterday. And again, as I brought up to kick off this first segment, hope everyone is as safe as humanly possible. There he is, Tommy. He's good to go now. So, Clay, can you hear us okay, buddy?
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I was listening, but I didn't. I apologize.
You're good.
I'm here.
You're good. So, what's the weather looking like up there where you're at in north central Arkansas?
Beautiful sunshine. This is going to be a nice spring day. The dogwoods. This is not weather. This is nature. But all of our red buds are in full bloom. Our acreage has 14 red buds and 19 dogwoods, and they're all blooming. They started yesterday, and today it's just a glorious day.
I know that you were paying attention to the weather that took place in Augusta, Georgia this weekend at the Masters. I will say my buddies, Clay, made an azalea drink. I did not know what an azalea drink was until they made it. A cocktail.
I don't think I've ever heard of that either.
Lemon juice, pineapple juice, vodka, and grenadine. I had not heard of it, but apparently they do it every Masters. And
so that's akin to the mint julep for the Kentucky Derby.
I guess. So. Clay, your thoughts on Scheffler, Woods, and what else happened in Augusta this weekend?
Well, first of all, Scheffler, if you'll remember Friday, he was my pick, and then others jumped on board with that. We need to change the rule. When somebody picks a guy, that means nobody else can. That's the way you do that in golf, gambling. That's the way they do it at PGA Tour Live, the radio show that I listen to, that, once one guy picks a guy, then he's off the board. But Scottie Scheffler, from the time he beat John Rahm in the Ryder's Cup, when John Rahm was number one and rolling, and he birdied the first 5 holes on that first singles match, his confidence has been flowing, and he just has gotten better and better. Won the match play. I mean, he's just been terrific. I have to bite my lip because he's a University of Texas performer. But he's going to win a lot of tournaments, and he's
already has.
Yeah, he's going to win a lot more. I mean, he's a great one, and until he hit the little putt on the last hole, he didn't give anybody a chance.
Do you think that was nerves, or do you think that was just focus?
Nerves. No. Well,
what was there to be nervous about?
Maybe. Well, I would say focus is nerves. So either way you want to call it. Okay. I think it's the realization that it's over, and it, like you say, then you lose focus.
And then the pressure of what's getting ready to happen to your life,
Oh, no question, Tommy. And until then, you're just focused on what's the next shot. And the way to play well, whenever I've been rolling in tournament golf and winning, you don't really know doesn't really matter where you stand. All you know is the next shot is really important. And if you do that and you continue with that focus, I'm committed to this shot, then as soon as it's over, you forget that, and then you go to whatever happened on the next shot. And what I see with Scheffler is he can have a bad hole, and it snaps away. His focus does not change. He does not get down, and he doesn't have many of those. But I guess it was the second round when he made 7 birdies, and I thought that they're not. He's birdieing the hard holes. There's no shot that bothers him. He hits it a mile, and he can turn it either way. And Augusta National, the key is drive it long and then hit your irons extremely high, because it's so difficult to get the ball to stop. If you send it up there with spin, it'll just go everywhere. So you have to hit it high and soft to those tight pins. And you hit it wrong, you have too much spin, it'll, like number 9, it will come 80 yards back down the hill. It just won't ever stop. Mm-hmm. So, but it is the one time that I stop everything that I'm doing and I watch. And my wife knows Clay's in his zone. I've been there 5 times, played it once, covered it 4 times, and it could be something that you could do every day the rest of your life. I mean, just go to Augusta and hang out. I mean, it's just and I am religious, and so faith is important. So this is blasphemy to say this, but it is a cathedral. It just is.
Well, if you're not involved in golf, or golf is, it's just secondary to you, don't understand the level of importance of someone like Clay or myself that just has grown up and worship's not the right word, but you get what I'm saying about Augusta. It's just different. So I know you enjoyed it the way many golf fans that are listening this morning did as well. So we'll get to that. Got a lot more to get to. Got baseball that's been moved around, a doubleheader today. We'll talk about that coming up as well, Clay. We're brought to you by Henderson Phillips and Brett Good. He'll be with us tomorrow here on the show at about 7:20, and we'll talk with him about the upcoming spring practice that will be open to the public on Saturday, kind of where things stand with special teams, also some NFL headlines and more. You can call him about employee benefits, health insurance, staffing management solutions, and anything you need. And right now, if you have a business that needs property and casualty insurance, or maybe you avoided the storms, but it's got you thinking about your insurance situation, call him for a review. 479-651-2292. He handles not only employee benefits, but property and casualty insurance as well for your home or business. So you can give him a call directly. 651-2292 for Brett Good with Henderson Phillips.
When we come back, you heard Josh Pate, 24/7 Sports, at the top of our open, talking about Razorback football and, man, what it would be like for this team if they didn't have to pay through the gauntlet of the SEC West. We also talked about people choosing Arkansas. What's the next step in Sam Pittman's progression here?
This is Toyota Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Get by your local Toyota dealer for a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
Warmer weather is here. Let Ashley Air get your home ready with their $69 spring tune-up special. Ashley Air's trained technicians will check your system and make certain it's cooling your home efficiently. It's just part of Ashley Air's 100% satisfaction guarantee. On game day, call the Hogs. When your AC needs repaired, call Ashley Air. Get your $69 spring tune-up now. Just go to AshleyAir.com to schedule your tune-up. That's AshleyAir.com. Proud sponsors of Razorback Athletics.
Level up your outdoor space today at your #1 source for backyard fun, Burton Pools and Spas. Cash and carry above ground pools start at only $19.99. Get up to $900 off in-stock models. Take advantage of upfront savings and low operating costs with a Doughboy semi-in-ground pool. Book yours now and receive a $600 robotic cleaner for free. Create the backyard of your dreams at an affordable price at Burton Pools and Spas in Fort Smith and Springdale.
Takes great work ethic to make any job last 10 years, especially one in the NFL. Hi, this is Brett Good with Henderson Phillips. I spent 10 years playing in the NFL. Now I bring that same work ethic to Henderson Phillips to provide you and your business with the best employee benefit plans for the best prices. Call or text me at 479-651-2292, and let's talk about getting the most value for your employee benefits. I am Brett Good with Henderson Phillips. Call me today at 479-651-2292.
Business is back, and your locally owned TGI Fridays is now hiring for multiple positions. For over 26 years, TGI Fridays in Fort Smith has been locally owned and a fun place to work, and we want you to come be a part of our family. Apply in person or message us online on our TGI Fridays Fort Smith Facebook page. If you've been out of work and are needing a job, or you're just looking for a career change, we have multiple positions available in the front and back of the house, and we want to welcome you to our family at your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC is the River Valley's truck superstore. No one has a bigger selection of new and pre-owned trucks. If you need a regular cab work truck, Harry has them, and the biggest selection you'll find anywhere. Over 60 full-size pre-owned trucks are in stock now, and over 250 pre-owned vehicles are on the lot. And for the first time in 90 days, new 2021 trucks are on the ground. When the other dealers don't have it, Harry does. The area's truck superstore, Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names, and tractors that weigh more do more. See Bush Tractor at their new location at 6100 South Zero in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com to see how they can upgrade your productivity.
At Frank Rowe Furniture, the April 7th, 8th, and 9th sale went so well, we're continuing to sell on all furniture through the end of April. We have one of the largest selections in the River Valley, and our warehouse is full, and truckloads are on the way. 40% off on all cash, check, or card sales, 35% off on our in-store note credit check financing. Folks, this is not a gimmick. It's the real deal. We are family-owned in our 27th year, offering in-house delivery, service after the sale. Frank Rowe Furniture, 454th Street, Bardeen, Arkansas. Best seats in the house.
Do you like to run? Heart to Heart Pregnancy and Family Care Center needs runners and sponsors for the Baby Steps 5K and Fun Run. The race is June 11th and registration ends June the 9th. $25 entry fee or call 452-2260 to find out how you can participate for free. Baby Steps 5K and Fun Run, June 11th. Details on Facebook or text D1972 to 49514. Saving lives one baby step at a time.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
You have a job, kids, and a million things to do in no time, and now your car needs to be serviced or fixed or tires? Jody'sAuto.com will make your life easier. Free shuttle service. Pickup delivery service free when you spend $75 and only $10 if less. Jody'sAuto.com will make your life easier and take better care of your vehicle at the same time. Hi, Kim Bircher. See, the thing is, Jody'sAuto.com does everything. Everyday oil change specials. Tires are price matched, including the warehouse clubs and all the best brands. Any services, brakes, alignments, all the way to engines, and any maintenance. You are trusting your vehicle to a local company in business for 37 years. Voted best of the best time and time again. Honesty and customer service is always our number one goal. We will make your life much easier. Jody'sAuto.com. JODYS Auto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Good morning to the Morning Rush, everybody.
A drive by Leach. Line drive right field. Home run. He does get the cycle. Dylan Leach lines a home run into the home bullpen.
Streaming live at hitthatline.com.
Still got a chunk to get to here on a Toyota Tuesday. We're going to talk some Arkansas football coming up. Hog update later in the hour. And I know Clay has some things to share with his personal life as well, Tommy.
From April 18th through the 20th. So next week, Arkansas law enforcement officers will be joining law enforcement officials from Kansas, Iowa, Missouri, and Nebraska in a Drive High, Get a DWI 5-state drug-impaired driving enforcement campaign. They want to put an end to drug-impaired driving. Like drunk driving, drugged driving is impaired driving, which means it's illegal in all 50 states plus Puerto Rico and in Washington, D.C. So they'll be intensifying drug-impaired driving laws. Officers hope to keep people thinking twice before driving while impaired by any drug, even prescription drugs. It's deadly not only for the driver, but also for the passengers and for other people on the streets as well. So be on the lookout. April 18th through the 20th, you'll see a heavier presence with law enforcement with their blitz coming across a 5-state area, including Arkansas. Drive high and get a DWI. This brought to you by the Arkansas State Highway Safety Office.
I want to play this clip from Josh Pate's late kick, him talking about, similar to what you heard Barry Odom and Kendall Briles addressing on Saturday, choosing Arkansas, staying with Arkansas. Here's what Pate had to say about that.
When I tell you people with options are choosing Arkansas, Barry Odom, the defensive coordinator there, is Exhibit A. And for that matter, Kendall Briles, the offensive coordinator, is Exhibit 1A. Those are guys with options. These are not retreads. They're not afterthoughts. Both of those guys could have left this past cycle for what you may term greener pastures. That's what's changing in college football right now, in particular in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Do you realize they are one of only 8 Power 5 teams that have a pair of coordinators returning for their 3rd season or longer? It's a big deal. And that's a lot of consistency that is invaluable in nature. They got a top 10 portal class because just like the coaches, players given options are choosing Arkansas. They got a top 5 signing class right now for 2023 because players with options are choosing Arkansas. I think what's changing right now, you hear it out of their mouths, you see it in their actions, is college football is slowly starting to realize what they realized a little while ago in Fayetteville. They're not a backup option anymore. Arkansas football used to be a backup option for a lot of coaches and a lot of players. Arkansas is not a backup option. They're a destination now.
Clay, your thoughts on Pate's quote from earlier this week?
Well, I'm going to tell it to you just a little differently. You know, it's what I see when I watch a practice, and I guess I've seen about 5 maybe this spring. But the first one, they were just precision. They did everything. The players knew what they were doing. They knew the drills. They knew what was going to be asked of them at every turn. You know, the only thing that the coaches were doing was they continued to coach effort. You know, if they saw something is like that's not our standard, you know, with the young player, you know, and so that the consistency that you have when you retain your coaches is incredible. And, you know, I watched the new coaches, and Dominic Bowman is terrific, and I think Deke Adams is as well. But what's happening is recruiting has intensified. Their relationship with some of the top players is obviously there. They'll get them, you know, some of them, and probably not all of them, but they're in the ballpark for, you know, the best players around the country, and they know what to do in closing. They have, you know, on-campus visit available. You know, they didn't at the start because of COVID. But it's the way the teams are coached, and when a recruit comes on campus and he sees a practice and they are, they're hitting on all cylinders. They're not making mistakes. They roll through their personnel, and when the second team's out there, it looks good. When the third team's out there, maybe it's a drop-off, but it's not the drop-off like it once was where there's nothing but walk-ons out there. You know, there's some young players that are going to be good players. So what he is saying, you know, Arkansas is a destination spot, and you and I both know when people come to Arkansas, they are impressed. It is an impressive stadium. It's impressive facilities, and I think that unless there's something strange happen, they're going to be in every game this year, and they're going to win their share. And something really big is coming, whether it's next year, the year after, or they're not going to level off because the players are going to continue to get better. So I'll let y'all take it.
Well, while you were going through that, I was just thinking in my mind, going back through the staffs chronologically backwards. We know Morris didn't have 2 coordinators for 3 years. We certainly know Bielema didn't keep coordinators around, both of them, for 3 years. Petrino didn't keep a defensive coordinator around that long. He was really the offensive guy.
I think he did. I think Willie Robinson was his coordinator. Almost to the very end.
We had Ellis Johnson to start, who had a cup of coffee, never coached a game, and then
but Chris Ash was his coordinator for 1 year, and then Willie Johnson for 4 years. So it wasn't bad. But you're right.
I mean, I'm just going back. You know, it's been a long time since you've had both coordinators. And really with Petrino, you could argue, was there truly an offensive coordinator outside him? Because there wasn't. I know Paul may have carried the title, but you're going back to Petrino and Nutt before you could maybe find, you know, that kind of stability.
Correct.
And stability is the word I wanted to get to here in the conversation, because that's what Sam seems to be bringing and what the program's been starved of for the better part of a decade now.
Yeah, I mean, and however you want to look at it, his guys can coach.
Mm-hmm.
And
recruit.
And when I was sitting in the stands with Letterman, you know, some of the all-time greats, you know, they look out there and these guys can coach. They know what good coaching looks like because they had great coaching. You know, whether it was Lou Holtz or Frank Broyles or Ken Hatfield or, you know, go down the list. There's some other good – Bobby Petrino was a good coach.
Mm-hmm.
These guys know what good coaching is, and they know what good assistant coaches are. And they were watching how coaches were making adjustments for what they didn't like or they liked. And it was, it's stuff beyond me. I don't know technique, but if a guy steps wrong to the inside, a defensive back, Charles Washington is like, that's, he made a mistake, and watch this guy fix it. Boom, he fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and those are things that if you and I were watching practice, we wouldn't know what he was talking about.
No.
But it's those guys recognized it.
But I think the first thing you see is effort and toughness, and that's the things that we're missing under Chad Moore. You didn't see a team that played hard, and you didn't see a team that was very tough.
Yeah, and that's coaching.
Yeah,
it's
confidence too.
You demand what you demand something, you get it, and you get what you focus on, and that's what they. So the very first thing, and we, that was the thing we talked about with Sam. Was it last Friday?
Yep.
Or maybe the Friday
Two
before.
Fridays before.
Yeah. So how do you get effort? Well, you get one guy doing it, and then you get to two guys, and then you get three, and then you get four. And then all at once everybody else says, well, those are the four guys that are playing. Why, if I want to play, I better get some effort, right?
Just outwork everybody. Bruce Stanton with Pradco Fishing joins us every week about this time. He's in his outdoors office today doing some product testing and joins us now on the studio line. Bruce, good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey.
Down here in Broken Bow, and I usually love doing this, but not today because the fish are waiting on me.
I know with that storm front that pushed through, it's probably got them jumping a little bit. We'll get to that in just a minute. We've been talking about toughness and preparation and building culture this morning with the Razorback football program as they kind of wind down and conclude spring practice. Anything that stood out to you just from the reports? I don't imagine you've gotten a chance to see the team yet, and many will see them on TV Saturday. What stood out to you to this point about what Sam Pittman's done through a couple of seasons and now heading into the final days of spring practice?
Well, I mean, you're talking about culture, and a hard-working culture, that always goes to the leader. We all see some of the TV shows that make fun of people that slack off in cubicles and they don't do their job. And, a good leader will get rid of lazy people, divisive people, political people in an organization, and they'll set a bar for hard work. And, it's obvious that with his assistants and with himself and with his players, with his recruiting, he's setting a bar that, you're going to come to Arkansas to have fun, to win games, but you're going to work, and that's the culture. And I think that's what people are appreciating. And, you might never win a national championship. You might not win 11 or 12 games, but you're going to see a product that you're proud of. It's just like the Alabama game last year. Arkansas didn't win, but most Arkansas fans felt pretty good because Arkansas worked the whole game and was there at the end. And, that's what you're getting with this coaching staff.
And we were talking about the coaching staff and retaining both coordinators. We were listening to a quote from Josh Pate, talking about having both coordinators back in just a handful of programs. You deal with a lot of successful big-time companies that sell your products. I would imagine, and I don't know this, you can tell me if I'm wrong, a lot of the executives and the people that are in leadership positions and the people that are making decisions don't turn over very often, and they have stability in the key areas. Would that be true to the most successful companies you deal with, would be stability in their leadership? I can't imagine the answer is no.
No, I mean, that's what you want to see. You want to see people that have been there 20 and 30 years. That's usually the sign of a good company. Not always, but usually stability at the top is a good thing. And there are companies, and Walmart's one of them, they like changing their buyers. They don't like people getting too familiar with buyers, and it's a good strategy. You're always getting fresh new people to work with, and they're always managing fresh new categories.
Making you work
harder.
harder.
Some of it's systemic. Some people change on purpose, and others, if you're doing a good job, you can make a career out of it.
But the point is stability's, I think, central to the foundation of any successful situation, and you see it going on with Sam's football program right now that seems to be attracting a lot of folks. Hey, we can't get out of here without talking a little bit of baseball. your Tennessee Volunteers atop the college baseball world at 31-1, and also leading the East right now. Arkansas had a little struggle over the weekend, but Arkansas plays 2 tonight, Bruce. After this afternoon, after weather going to move Wednesday's game off, they'll play UA Pine Bluff tonight. But what's your thoughts right now on the SEC in baseball?
Well, I mean, obviously Tennessee swept every series. They're off to the best start ever, and probably the best story no one knows about. I think they're still averaging about a little over 3,000 a game. Not a baseball culture like Arkansas. I mean, Arkansas's baseball culture is just so special. The fans are so passionate. Doesn't matter if they're ranked number 1 or number 15 or not ranked. They're out supporting the team. They believe in it. And Tennessee, Vitello's trying to build something. Obviously, there's a lot of talent, a lot of great pitching, a lot of power hitting going on at Lindsey Nelson. I think there's a $60 million commitment to upgrade the stadium, but that might take 2 or 3 years. So this team that's really good, last year's team that was really good, won't see the fruits of that. But I guess it's kind of a little bit like Bub Walton. The day Mayberry Miller team kind of laid the foundation for the championship team. So maybe that's what's happening here.
Well, I know you're down on Broken Bow. That storm front pushed through. I was talking to someone that went out after the storm last night, was fishing one of the local lakes, and did pretty well. What are they biting on today?
Well, it's the young dinger. I mean, they're getting in the middle of the pocket. It's shallow water. You can see bed if you're out around the dam and the clear water. If you get up the river where they're really biting, you're just kind of blind casting, but you know where they're supposed to be. And, you throw that young dinger on a number 4, number 6, drop shot hook, rig it in the middle. I got one rigged on a bait caster with 10-pound test and one on a spinning rod with 8-pound test, and just working the backs of pockets. You see lay downs, you see wood underwater, you throw around it, and you'll either see your line jump or you'll see it moving. You really won't feel the bite, but when you see that line moving, that's not natural. You need to set the hook because there's usually a bass on the other end.
All right. Well, I know you're. Is it okay if we let you go and you go fishing? I know you're kind of anxious this morning.
I'm anxious, but I do want to congratulate Clay. That's an amazing career. Not many people get to work their whole life and do what they want to do. And I read your great article, Clay, announcing your retirement on the Lucky 13, Jason Allen and Connor Nolan being the last title. And we actually have a lure called the Hedden Lucky 13, and it was 1911. James Hedden was down in Florida. He lived in Michigan, but he field tested his wood baits down in Florida, and he actually went fishing on a Friday the 13th and had such a good day. He just decided that he said it was a lucky day, and he named that lure the Lucky 13. So I'm gonna get one of those with Clay's name on it, and it's not a brown trout lure, but it'll be a cool little keepsake for you.
I'll put it in the middle of my fly tying desk. How's that?
There you go.
Or maybe just above it.
Congratulations, man. You've
Thank
been
you.
a credit to the profession. You followed in the footsteps of the greatest Arkansas journalist, your dad ever, and I think people look at you like they looked at Orville, and they just, they've really respected what you've done with Hogs Illustrated in your career. So congratulations, and I agree with you. Them brown trout in the fall, it's going to be hell and fury on them this year.
Well, they'll probably be in different spots next fall because I'll root them all out. Yeah. So,
well, congratulations.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, and I look forward to that Hidden Lucky 13. I know exactly the lure that you're talking about because I've caught fish with it.
There you go. All right, y'all have a good day.
Bruce, enjoy the fish.
Have a good day, Bruce.
We'll see you. We'll see you next week here in the studio.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Bruce Stanton with Pradco Fishing joining us here on the Morning Rush. I guess that's a perfect segue, Clay. It's not a secret anymore that over the weekend you released the news that your days at Hogs Illustrated and Whole Hog Sports is coming to a close.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm going to still write a column for them for the magazine. I don't really know where they'll put it. I said the magazine, but it might appear at Whole Hog Sports too. It'll be undated. In other words, I'm not going to go to games. But it's just, it's just time. I burned out. I made a choice to move to Norfolk. Well, that put me 3 hours from campus. And, some weeks I've driven twice over there and back, and I'm old. That's a tough drive. Tommy, you've made it, and it's there's a couple of straight stretches, but by and large, you got to be on your toes, and I'll drive over there and might stay with my daughter Sarah sometimes, but more times than not, I'll just drive home, and that's a really long day, but I enjoy getting back home. Jean Ann deserves me to be home. And, she's been retired for 4 years, and she reminds me constantly, hey, we could do this if you didn't have a 12-hour day ahead of you. Or we could do this if, we could go to, I'll go with you out west and help you drive, to get some of those great rivers out west or, and she kept asking me and says, now, do we have enough money? And I was like, well, why? And she goes, because you're still working. And I said, yeah, we've got enough. We've been, really good, and I've been well paid. I may be the best paid media guy in Arkansas. I mean, I might be. And so it's not the money. And I didn't ask for more money. I just asked for time off. I mean, and the only way I can do that is to just step aside. And I think that, with my salary, they can probably hire, some really good talent. And so I think the magazine's going to do great. Matt Jones and Scotty Bordelin are just awesome. There's more young journalists coming out of, the schools, University of Arkansas, that want to cover the Razorbacks and look at Hogs Illustrated like it's a dream job. And the thing is going to prosper. It's going to be treated right. It's just time. And, really I tried to do this, over a month ago, and management just, I did everything but submit my resignation in writing. And I didn't understand that that's what you have to do. So they just kind of sailed along. And finally last week I said, what do y'all not get about that I'm resigning? And they said, you didn't resign. And then a CEO coach told me you have to write a letter. And so I did Friday night, and that set it all in motion. And so I've got, I guess I've got 10 days now. 10 days left. Yeah.
Well, congratulations on a great career,
Thank
number
you.
one. You've been a part of anyone my age's, following the Razorbacks and following sports that as long as you can remember. I mean, and from day one of the SEC, there was Hogs Illustrated that became more popular. But Clay, you've always been kind to me, and I appreciate our relationship. I know Ty does as well, and we look forward to you at least continuing until you can't put up with us anymore here on doing the radio. Some are asking, are you going to do this? And I said, till he can't stand us any longer.
Yeah, well, you do fine, and Phil, but I mean, man, you got to do something with Ty. I mean, just I
think the only way he's going to learn is if we just move him up there to the Norfolk Bureau with you, and you can train him.
Well, it would be.
Person.
I will say this: what is fun is to be face to face with people, and like the other day when we did it at your house, Tommy, that seemed to be the best show we've done in a while. And if Ty and I were sitting side by side, he can't give me a hand signal like I'm fixing to go to you, or I'm not, or we're fixing to get out for a commercial. So sometimes we have abrasive endings at the end of a segment because it's like, well, why didn't you let me talk? Yeah. And I didn't realize sometimes that, okay, there's 12 seconds, Clay. I'm not going to throw it to you then.
We can work. Now that you have, better internet there than we have at our homes, we can probably fix that with some video chat. So.
Yeah, so that might be the way to go because I've seen that done. The other thing is that, I want to keep doing radio with you guys, but I do worry that I'm not going to be immersed in it the way I was. So, there may be some questions that, I need that video chat to say, I don't know who the second team right guard is anymore. I don't know. Yeah. But, it's fun to, hey, I do have some news on Ty though.
And?
So my daughter sat beside him at a restaurant Saturday night, and she knew immediately it was Ty because he had an ESPN 99. I don't know what's the call?
99.5. Yeah.
Yeah, 99.5 red polo. And she goes, it has to be Ty. He has blonde and his hair is unkept. It looks like it hasn't been combed. And I said,
she had him down.
I said, what's he doing? He says, he's knocking down margaritas.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, margaritas? And so I checked back with Ty, and he says, yeah, peach margaritas. Well, man, that's a sorority drink.
Ty will have
They were
to.
good.
True or false?
No, it's 100% true. Me and a couple buddies pounded some marks on Saturday night.
All right, we gotta hit the end of the break here. Let me tell you about Gaston's real quick, and then we'll come back and investigate this margarita situation a little closer.
Peach margaritas.
Gaston's White River Resort, they're waiting on you this morning. 870-431-5202 is their number to call. Some great weekend dates are still open. Get one of their great guys that have tons of experience, decades of experience on the White River, taking care of you and your family. So get on over to Gaston's with a phone call and get that reservation right now. Great lodges and a great restaurant overlooking the White River. 870-431-5202. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
This is Toyota Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Get by your local Toyota dealer for a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunity, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Finding your niche is key to making it in today's world. Hi, this is Brett Good with Henderson Phillips. I found my niche in the NFL for 10 years as a long snapper. Now I've found my niche with Henderson Phillips, helping business owners and executives get the most value for the top dollar on employee benefits. I am Brett Good with Henderson Phillips. Call or text me today at 479-651-2292. That's 479-651-2292.
When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sacalé, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Jason Aldean says there's only two means of salvation around here that seem to work: whiskey or the Bible, shot glass or revival. He doesn't want to be stuck in these two ruts. He needs something in between to fulfill his dreams. Hebrews 7:25 says, Jesus is able to save completely those who draw near to God through Him. Don't trust your spiritual strut or placing your butt in a church pew or bar stool, because all three will lie to you. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
We're finally here. The top teams in college basketball have been determined, and the Final Four is set. Looking to wager on these games or the national championship? Head over to betonline.ag on your desktop or your mobile device and sign up today to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code BLEAV to get started. That's BLEAV. BetOnline remains your number one spot for all your updated odds and info, along with player props and new contests throughout the year. It's the best source for all your sporting wagering needs, including live betting and everyone's favorite Vegas casino and poker games. It's super easy to get started, so join today. Learn why everyone is saying BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to wager on sports. BetOnline, where the game starts.
North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer opens like every other seltzer.
course, like every other seltzer. But it's not like every other seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low cal. So you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tired of constant computer issues at work? And who knows what the real problem is? Is it the router? No, it's the hardware. Wait, they said it was the software. Call Hashtag Managed IT Services. Their multifaceted approach to IT support guarantees that everything is working at optimum performance. And Hashtag prevents the small problems from becoming big issues. Hashtag Managed IT Services in Van Buren. 479-802-4978. That's 479-802-4978. Hashtag technology without the headache.
I've never been scared to stay by myself, but we've been talking, and as much as the kids are at home alone and John's out of town on business, we thought it was time for a security system. Guardtronic came out and walked through our home for a free estimate. He pointed out a couple of ideas I hadn't thought of. The licensed technicians were really knowledgeable and courteous. They explained exactly how to use our system. Now I understand how Guardtronic has been in business for over 60 years. Give Guardtronic a call today, 800-542-7866. That's 800-542-7866.
Whether you're moving 50 feet or 500 miles, it's never a fun thing to do. So call the professionals. If you must make a move cross-town or cross-country, you want Move Mart at 701 Navy Road in Fort Smith. Move Mart represents Whedon Van Lines. Get free estimates, full-service packing, and vaulted storage with Move Mart. Call 646-MOVE or go online to MoveMartInc.net. Servicing the River Valley in Northwest Arkansas, Move Mart, let them do the heavy lifting.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Oh, yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Arkansas wins the national championship! The Arkansas Razorbacks have completed the dream season!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
The University of Arkansas is going to serve as the host of the 2022 USA Track and Field Combined Events Championship coming up this May 6th and 7th at John McDonald Field. Guys, I've been to, I think, the SEC championships in Fayetteville back when this is hosted, but knowing what Arkansas has as a program and a facility, it's no surprise that seeing it here.
Clay, I guess the one in Oregon and the one in Arkansas are the two finest track facilities in the country and perhaps two of the finest in the world, right?
Yeah, and they're continuing to upgrade John McDonald Track, and they, there's new building in the south end zone, or I guess the south side of the track. That's not the end zone, but yeah, it's it's a state of the art, and if something new comes out, then they will add it.
Yeah.
It's just the way that works.
So what makes it stand apart? I mean, I don't think most of us know the difference in track facilities, but you've been to enough campuses and seen. You may not be a track savant, but you know the difference in facilities at least. Yeah, well,
it's got the right training facilities to host athletes. It's got the right surface. It's got the right pole vault areas. All those things, and I think, but the ability to take care of the athletes that are there is what's most important. So it has massive training facilities, and that's important when you're talking about taking care of world-class athletes.
Doubleheader today for Arkansas baseball because of the weather that looks like it's going to be tomorrow coming in. You've got the first pitch set today for 3 o'clock. It's 2 7-inning games, and after the game one, you'll have 45 minutes in the next gap. So, guys, again, Arkansas baseball, you'll hear that on most of these ESPN Arkansas stations with Phil and Bubba later on against UAPB today.
Yeah, so be a good afternoon of baseball and get that done. And to tell you what else it does, Clay, it gives you a day's gap between your weekend series with LSU that begins on Thursday. So now you're going to play 5 straight. You're going to play still, 5 games in 5 days, but a doubleheader today gives you at least a day of rest before you begin the series with LSU.
Yeah, you're already probably breaking down LSU's scouting report, going through, their pitchers and their hitters and what they do. And so then it gives you a day of rest, which I think is important because, by the time you get to Saturday, some of the pitchers that pitch today, they may, be able to give you an inning on Saturday. So everybody will be just about in the queue. There might be somebody that burns up a lot of innings today that you can't pitch again this week.
Yeah, I heard Dave talk about this yesterday and said anyone that will go Thursday will not be used today. So that but he said there might be someone give you an inning today that could go again Friday. So he said he was interested in seeing some guys that hadn't been getting a lot of playing time play some today. So I think you'll see some names you hadn't heard a lot of if Arkansas is in that situation.
Yeah, and that's why you play 2 games is that you can spread it out with some young players and. It's important to have these games, and you got late in the season, and you had not really developed some of the pitching staff that really hurt you in the regional and the super regional, and then you really had to lean on Kevin Kopps too much, and so don't want to get in that situation again. And you might find somebody that you can suddenly say that's a guy I can use in the 6th inning on Saturday in an SEC game.
Keeping it going with some Hog news, this is basketball. J.D. Note is also going to play alongside Stanley Mude in the Portsmouth. Is it Portsmouth or Portsmouth, Clay?
You can say it either way you want to.
Either
it
way.
won't bother me.
Invitational. Chance Moore, who was the only lone recruit that signed with Arkansas last season, has committed to Missouri State. And then Tommy was talking about this earlier. Clay, has any of your buddies or season ticket holders that seen the Auburn tickets that they just sent to season ticket holders and fans that attended that game?
It's a memoir.
Yeah. It's
Wasn't that your press pass that you were going to keep?
Yeah, keep hopefully, but I learned.
So they what they've done is they've developed a special keepsake that you would to remember that night, and I think that's pretty cool.
I think it's pretty cool, too. That's going to do it for Hog Update. It's brought to you by Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Let's take a call this morning. Charlie and Camden, you've got some thoughts on Arkansas football. Go ahead, my man.
Yeah, I want to be real quick first, though, Clay, man. Congratulations.
Thank you.
On your, I've always been a fan of yours. I think you're somebody that is, legitimate in what you do. Some media guys, in my opinion, aren't. But I think you're one of the true great guys at what you do, even though you get on fire all the time. But I think you make Kyle better. And I think you're one of those guys that have made a lot of people better over the years. I've always covered this thing. I'm 29 years old now. And, I've always heard your, on pregame and things of that nature. And I just think, me and you also kind of speak the same language, as far as football goes and how important it is, to be able to win up front and win at the line of scrimmage. But, and that I'm not, tooting my own horn there, but I think, you're
you
a
are.
Guy, man.
I mean, that's you're smarter than Ty. I mean, go ahead and say it.
No, I ain't smarter. I ain't saying I'm smarter than Ty, but you've done a heck of a job, man. And I'm just saying congratulations, and I wish you well. And hey, don't leave us though. We want you to.
Oh, I'm going to do radio's too easy. I just have to talk. Tommy's been great to me, and you flatter me. Thank you. Okay, let's just be real simple. I appreciate the kind words.
Yeah, man. I mean, there's so much I could say, but I don't want to ramble. Now you got to keep, but you do got to keep. You got to keep on, stay on side now. He's gonna need somebody.
Body blows. Body blows.
No, but seriously about this football thing, I've been listening, and even Mariota made a good point about the Arkansas media and about how important you guys are, and I really think this is a really good media. The people that we have on this team is unbelievable. I think they're legit guys and really good guys in this whole state that cover this team. And, he made a good point about that, took the positive side. And I enjoyed listening to him, man. And anyway, this whole team, and I'm just excited. I think it's kind of getting tossed under the rug a little bit. We all know basketball is going to be exciting, but I'm going to tell you what, this football team, have all the coordinators that they got back. And, I think they changed their D-line coach for a reason. I think they wanted somebody in here better that, I think they wanted to upgrade there. They brought somebody in that they think could help these guys technically. And to me, D-line play is not just being strong and fast, but you got to be technically sound and with your hands. And I think the guy they brought in is going to be an upgrade. I'm hoping so. And, and anyway, I think this team is going to be better than people. Last year's team went 8-4. And I don't think a lot of people thought that, but I really think this is a team this year, if they stay healthy and, all the things come together, I think they can get to 9 or 10 wins.
Charlie, thanks for the call. We're up against the clock, but appreciate the words for Clay and for your loyal listening every day. Ty, one place to eat when you go to Fayetteville for baseball or you're headed down I-40 towards Russellville, CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers.
Yeah, check them out in Fayetteville or in Russellville. If you're looking for a job, go to butcherboyburger.com and just click on the careers link. Like Tommy said, 2 great locations, whether you're on the way from Central Arkansas or you're already up in Northwest Arkansas. And don't forget about the seasoning that's sold in both locations and at your local Harps. That's CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers. When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best, and they are at CJ's. Hour 3 coming up. What can Sam Pittman do next?
How much life can you fit in a 2022 Toyota RAV4?
Hon, can you grab me a Swan float? They're in the RAV4.
The pink one or the yellow one?
How about 69.8 cubic feet for inflatable fun?
Want me to put the address in the RAV4's GPS?
No. I know exactly where yeah.
Thought so.
Up to 40 miles of uncharted terrain per gallon.
Get in the RAV4. Get in the RAV4. I did not expect mountain lions out here.
That's a cat.
But it's big though, right?
Yeah, big kitty.
That's 37.7 inches of headroom for tall tales.
Hey, pull into that taco stand here. I'm starving. I'm grabbing 2 number 4s.
And grab 2 for me.
And 2 to 4 number 4s for the largest appetites. The numbers add up. It's amazing how much life you can fit in a 2022 Toyota RAV4. Visit your local dealer or go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. See packages and options at Toyota.com for feature availability. EPA estimated 41 city, 38 highway, 40 combined MPG for 2022 RAV4 XSE hybrid.
Racing fans, the road to the roses has started. Where are you going to bet? BUSR, of course. Win, place, show, you name it, they got it. You can even place future wagers on the Kentucky Derby today and lock in fantastic odds. Besides horses, you can bet on sports and play over 300 casino games at BUSR. Sign up today and get an exclusive 100% deposit bonus. Go to BUSR.com/morningrush. That's BUSR.com/morningrush. Bet with confidence. Bet with BUSR.
Being helpful is what Arvest Bank is all about. And part of being helpful is listening to our customers, which is one of the reasons why Arvest Go, our mobile app, has been certified 2 years in a row by J.D. Power for providing an outstanding mobile banking experience. You can easily pay friends, securely lock and unlock your cards, deposit checks, pay bills, and more. So download Arvest Go today. Arvest Bank, ready to help. Member FDIC. For J.D. Power 2021 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Have you recently experienced possible hail damage to your roof? Is it just time to replace the one you currently have? Brothers Roofing and Restoration is a properly licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Brother Alexander has over 25 years of experience in home insurance and adjusting and residential roofing. Brothers Roofing Crew has 17 years of experience themselves. He provides free estimates with the most competitive pricing in the area while using the industry's best materials. So call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother to inspect your roof.
Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedures for you and your family. From general dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics, Dr. Bo Sparkman and Dr. Brogan give all of their patients better lives with a better smile, more confidence, and a comfortable experience every time. Riley Farm Dental, 5901 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farms. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit RileyFarmDental.com.
For a dependable, fuel-efficient tractor from a company committed to the future, choose a Branson tractor. Each of our tractors is backed by a 6-year limited warranty with models available ranging in horsepower from 22 to 58. You are sure to find the tractor that is right for you. Make sure you call or stop in today at the new location for Bush Tractor at 6100 South 0 Street in Fort Smith. Again, that is 6100 South 0 Street in Fort Smith. Or you can check them out online at bushtractor.com.
New for 2022 and in stock now at the Golf Nut. Tailor-made stealth carbon face driver, Cobra LTD X Woods, hybrids and irons, and Callaway Rogue ST driver. The Golf Nut has a great selection of golf bags, balls, shoes, and apparel. And in stock now, the new Puka headwear, pigs, pokes, and boomer hats. As always, check Facebook for daily specials. All this and more at the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith, your #1 golf shop since 1994.
Did you invest in real estate only to find out that real estate takes up too much of your time? If you answered yes, then it's time to make a call to the experts. With more than 30 years of combined property management experience and more than 16,000 units managed, Trinity Multifamily are the ones to call. Get your life back. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Hey Arkansas fans, this is JD with JD's River Valley Restoration and Detail. We're hogs through and through and we like getting dirty, but our cars need to look clean and fresh, and that's where we come in. Come and check out our brand new expanded shop at 5606 Towson Avenue, or you can follow us on Facebook at JD's River Valley Restoration for new updates including food trucks on the lot, car shows, detail courses, and much, much more. Give us a call at 479-629-7486. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. JD's River Valley Restoration, where we're making new relationships one vehicle at a time.
The award-winning Memphis-style barbecue that you've always loved is now available for lunch at 2 locations. Whole Hog Cafe in Fort Smith is now serving up delicious ribs, pulled pork, brisket, chicken, and all the sides at both locations. Whole Hog Cafe on Phoenix Avenue next to Dollar General and at the Burrow Road location in Fort Smith Industrial Park. Dine in or order online at wholehogfortsmith.com. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 11 till 3.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, a very slow-moving boundary will once again trigger showers and thunderstorms that could be strong to severe. Hail, gusty winds, tornadoes, all possible today. Temperatures in the upper 70s. We drop down in the low to mid-60s with strong storms tonight and an even better chance of severe weather Wednesday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Follow us on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. You're listening to The Morning Rush live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3 KERX Paris Fort Smith. This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly.
They are going to be a very good team. I'll tell you the other thing in your subconscious. That's one of the only remaining hurdles between you and your mind embracing Arkansas the way that your boy here already has, is that SEC sticker on their helmet. You know who they have to play every year. Fact of the matter is, I think we all know this is true. If you were to put a Big 12 helmet sticker, but keep the program the same, or put an ACC helmet sticker, but keep the rest of the program the same, it's probably a playoff team last year, guys. And certainly could be a playoff contender this year.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
People who really want to have a good time won't come to a slaughterhouse. And we've got entirely too many troublemakers here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
I don't like you because you're dangerous. That's right. I am dangerous.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
I
hit the 7-iron like John Daly hits the 3.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
You just gotta keep living, man.
And Tommy Kraft.
We follow orders or people die. Are we clear?
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Yes, sir.
It is hour number 3 of the Morning Rush on a Toyota Tuesday. You heard the voice of Josh Pate, 24/7 Sports, talking about the attractiveness that Arkansas has right now. Being in another conference, he might even think they could be in the college football playoff. But when you look at 2022 in this football team, what is Sam Pittman's next progression? What else do you think he can achieve? It doesn't have to just amount to wins, but there's several things that we're going to look into in this hour of the Morning Rush, guys.
Hey, great people, great equipment, and great opportunities. That's what you get at Patriot Transport. They're in Centerville, Arkansas, but they have locations in Russellville and in Van Buren, and with a regional OTR over the road and local opportunities for drivers, for qualified CDL drivers, you can make up to $95,000 a year and be part of a great team that embraces the concept of family and being home. Patriot Transport wants you to be successful on the road and at home, and working with every driver to ensure that they get the miles that they need to take care of their families and also the time at home to be with their families as well. Patriot Transport, more than trucking, it's family. Visit patriottransport.com to apply. That's patriottransport.com.
So I've got several of these that I've listed out, and everyone is willing to jump in here, 877-377-6963. Guys, one of the ones that stood out to me is signing a top 10 class, which I think Pittman could do at some point. I don't know about a top 5, but I think a top 10 is within his realm. We've seen in basketball, top 5, top 2. We've seen in baseball, top 2. And the question that I always get asked, why not football? So I'll direct that to you. Why can't Sam Pittman sign a top 10 class?
I don't know that he can't. I think in order for that to happen, you're going to have several top players in the state that are considered, 4 and probably at least 1 5-star. Now, there's a quarterback in Greenwood that named Archer we all know about, and Kane's going to be a highly coveted quarterback around the country. If you line up several more 4-stars in the state, and I'm going to presume by the time he's going into the 9th grade, so we got some time, but that's the kind of class you're going to need where you've got a prized, coveted 5-star in the state. Clay, I think that it can be done, but it's going to have to be done with, a player like a Nick Smith in basketball this year, the equivalent to that in football.
Yeah, that's part of it. I agree with that 100%. The other part is that you got to keep winning. And the idea that you were going to recruit at Arkansas after 210, 210, 3-7, those were the 3 years in a row, that was going to excite any top player around the country that has an option of, Florida, Georgia, LSU, Tennessee, Texas A&M. Well, they had to win, and they did that last year. Now you got to keep winning. Make sure that everybody knows that wasn't a one-time deal. Mm-hmm. And I think this team, from watching it in practice this spring, with this quarterback, these players all around him, the offensive line, the linebackers, which I think are going to be really good again, that they can be competitive in every game this year. And I don't know how many they'll win, but there's not anybody that's just going to blow them away. And, Alabama has to help them a little bit, but just everybody else on the schedule, I wouldn't think that they're going to be toss-up kind of games, as far as the Vegas line. And that's what you do to keep recruiting well, is that you are a competitive program that every time someone watches you on TV, it was like, well, that Arkansas team was fun to watch. I see myself there. I see myself playing with those type athletes, and the camaraderie that's obvious with the team. I don't see they have obvious leadership, and that's a big part of how you develop a program, is that, that all the pieces fit together. The coaches, the players, they all work hard. There's no problems anywhere. How many times have we read about somebody being in trouble up there? Yeah. I mean, it's just not happened lately. Yeah.
But to have a top 10 class, you've got to have 5-stars. And Arkansas doesn't have a long history of getting, you got to have a large number of 4-stars or at least a 5-star or 2 mixed in there to get to where we're talking about. And maybe you could be on the fringe of the top 10, but I think what people want to see is something equivalent to what you're talking about with baseball and basketball. To do that, you're going to have an anchor. Winning. You're going to have to keep winning, but I just don't think Arkansas is going to be able to go out of state and consistently get, the best player in Texas like they did with getting the best player in Alabama in basketball this year.
Yeah, and every once in a while there hadn't been many 5-stars that have come out of Arkansas. Hunter Henry was, Sean Andrews was. I don't know that Darren McFadden was. I think he was a 4.
At the end, I think they elevated him, but
yeah. he was a 5-star type.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that some of the players that they just signed were probably not rated 5-stars that should have been. Amarion Harris and Andrew Chamblee. Those players are terrific. Mm-hmm. They're SEC linemen. But here's the key, Tommy. It isn't what they recruit as far as stars. It is the position. They have to recruit top-end defensive line talent.
Yep.
Rudge, Escher. Rudge edge rushers. Let me try to get that out.
I knew what you
It's
meant.
been a long weekend, guys. You don't know what my phone's done the last 2 days. It's gone dead 4 different times, and I guess I should just leave it plugged into a charger. But it's you have to have defensive line talent. That's the we see the offensive line development. Now we got to see defensive line development. You've got to have 2 or 3 guys that can rotate in and rush the passer. You've got to have big uglies that anchor that inside. And Alabama has them. LSU has them. What did Georgia win with last year? That's the best-looking defensive line that's ever been assembled.
Yeah. And they weren't elite at quarterback, but you got to have someone that can protect those animals you're talking about that are just beasts that are coming after your quarterback. You got to be able to protect them. And, Bama did it last year, or probably Georgia did this last year. Bama did it with a couple of times without an elite quarterback. But most of the teams that have won in the last decade or so in college football have had an above-average quarterback, have had a Heisman Trophy conversation quarterback in the SEC. So, I agree with you on defensive line, but you still
Clemson.
You still better have a solid, salty quarterback that can get the job done.
Yeah, when Clemson got it going, they had quarterback play in Deshaun Watson and Trevor Lawrence. But I was on the Football Writers All-American Committee, and the very first year, that was about 5 or 6 years ago, Clemson nominated 4 defensive linemen for first-team All-American. Phew. I mean, and not all of them got it, but they nominated them, and they couldn't separate between one and the other. Christian Wilkins, I think, was the one that got it, but they had 3 others that, they were war daddies. And you win a national championship and nobody could block those guys. And you become – Brent Venables is a great defensive coordinator, but, man, it's pretty easy when they're whipping you up front. It's like having 3 Selmans like Barry Switzer did. So – and it's like, well, what made Arkansas great through the years? Well, they won a national championship when they had Lloyd Phillips. They beat Oklahoma in the Orange Bowl when they had Jimmy Walker, Dan Hampton, Reggie Freeman, and Dale White. Now, Dale White was hurt for that game, but it goes without saying those kind of players make it real easy to call plays on offense because the other team's not going to score. And I think Barry Odom has done a fantastic job, but just what would it be if he had dominant defensive linemen to start with?
He probably wouldn't be here. He'd be a head coach somewhere else.
He'd be a head coach. That's okay, but then the next guy would be a great coordinator too.
That's true.
You guys have both talked about Alabama. Nutt couldn't beat it. Saban coached Alabama. Only got one shot, 07. Trino couldn't do it. Bielema couldn't do it. Morris sure heck couldn't do it. That's something that Arkansas fans desperately want. And we talked about the elimination of streaks with Arkansas basketball, how Muss and company they kept beating teams despite all these obstacles and all these paths that weren't anything that team did, but that would also be something that Arkansas football fans would love to see is you finally get over that hump that is Nick Saban in Tuscaloosa, which you haven't since 07.
Well, everybody talks about Alabama, and Clay, I think this is the closest you've come to it actually being tough. Bielema tried, got close, didn't quite get there. I don't know. We'll find out if Sam gets there, but you've restored toughness that he originally helped build with Bielema. I mean, if you're going to beat Alabama, it's exactly what you were just talking about 2 minutes ago. You're going to beat them up front.
Well, you have to at least stay with them up front and have great skill players. And I think Arkansas is loading up on skill players. Those backs that I saw Saturday at practice, they're terrific. And Dubinion is just another one just like the others and has great vision, great feet. Remind me of a Felix Jones and that he was a craftsman as he ran. And Alabama's going to be really good next year. But, they can have some issues. There were some times last year when they were almost out of wide receivers. And all it takes is for Bryce Young to sprain a knee the right week. I'm talking about the Arkansas week. And it just changes things dramatically. And if you can score, you can stay in games with them. And Arkansas was very clearly able to score points last year against Alabama. I mean, and I think they will be this year too. I think they'll be able to pass block a little better, get a little more time for KJ, and I think they're going to have a great running game because of that offensive line. It looks like Ketron Jackson and Jaden Hazelwood, they look like they're big-time receivers. I see Tyus Washington coming on at tight end. Guys, I could go through the whole offense. And I see some positives on defense, too. They're going to get, some edge rushers in the portal that'll be here in another month. This is going to be a fun football team, and I think that the stadium will be rocking when Alabama rolls in here. And, you could have a repeat scene of what that Texas night was like.
Yeah.
Might be the perfect storm. Texas, helped Arkansas that night, but Alabama might do that too.
Would CBS make that the doubleheader weekend? I don't know who else plays that weekend.
No, yeah.
I don't really care. It'll be my doubleheader. That'll be the game. I'm not coming to many games next year. I bet I come to that one.
And that'll be an interesting game. You mentioned Alabama. Drew Sanders coming over from Alabama, making that transition from outside backer to inside. What he looked like in the last practice you saw?
He looked great. It's. I sit there and watched him with Lewis Campbell and Harold Horton, and we watched a bag drill where they're going in and out of the bag with their feet. He's got great feet, quickness. He has the ability to close a hole. He can pass rush. We had Grant Morgan on last week, and he says you can put him in a three-point stance, and he is a heat-seeking missile because that's where he played at Alabama. So you line up in a 4-2, and all at once you walk him up there as an outside edge rusher, and they don't have a tight end there to block for him, and just you're in a hurt.
Yeah.
Pretty quick at quarterback if that guy comes, and so
particularly if you make that shift late in the play clock where they don't have time to do anything else offensively, then you got them.
Yeah, and Bumper says that he's learning those tricks. What makes you a great pass rusher? How do you do that? How do you turn your hips to turn around that offensive tackle and shed that block and be through to make the play? So whatever skills he learned at Alabama, he's bringing them with him, and he's bringing them to his teammates. But he's a fun guy, and he is a worker. So he fits.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch. Hey, all the college football talk this morning's got you thinking about all the great games that are coming up, and what did you say, 100 and how many days we got to college football?
44.
144 days. Well, how do we get through the spring and summer? Well, we got Major League Baseball games that are underway. We got the NBA playoffs coming up. And you need to go to BUSR.com. They got a full sports book, a full race book with the Kentucky Derby coming up, live casino as well, and your bets are safe, fun, and secure. So if you like to play blackjack, or you like to bet on the games, or you like the race book for the Kentucky Derby or any of the horse racing action, go to BUSR.com/Morning Rush and get a 100% deposit bonus. You put in 100, they'll match 100. You put in 500, they'll match 500. It's as simple as that. Go to BUSR.com/Morning Rush. That's BUSR.com/Morning Rush. Bet with confidence. Bet with BUSR.
Clay, you mentioned your phone dying several times in the last couple of days. Is that because of the amount of text and calls that you've received?
Yeah, I've turned down 2 job offers already. The thing I was just listening to you talk about 144 days to the first game. I'm 144 days to get in my truck and going on an elk hunt in Colorado because I'll be the weekend of the opener. I'll be rolling into a camp on the Continental Divide. So I guess that's my world now.
What if George Strait offered you a role as backup singer or something? Would you come out of retirement
no, well,
to be
that would
backup singer for George Strait?
So, but see, George is in the same state of life station as me because he's only doing 3 concerts a year. See, I could do that. That's a part-time job, He's not, he's only doing. I look at his schedule to see if I'm going to be in the same place he is, and need to get a ticket, and that's and then I'm going to I'll be in the house next door to him June 2nd and 3rd because I'm going to go down and play Utopia Golf Course, which is just outside San Antonio. And my buddy David Cottrell lives next door to George Strait, and he said if George is in town, he'll go with us. So I guess I'll pitch myself as I could be a roadie for him.
You won't be able to get a word out if you tee it up with George Strait. I mean, you just I can't even imagine. I've got my line down. If I hit a good shot, and he'll say,
something about that's a good shot, Clay, because that's all he'll say.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say the same thing he says when the applause are coming down in between his song. I'm going to say, thank you. Thank you very much. That's all he says during the concert. I don't know if you've ever been to one
I've been
of his.
to 10 of them. So, yeah.
But that's the most you'll hear him say in between songs. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. You know why he says that?
Because he's appreciative.
Because he doesn't have to say anything else.
Well, you're right.
Because he's that good.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, you know what? I don't have to write anything else either. So we're the same. We're in the same boat now.
Yeah. So, well, we're glad you're here with us. We look forward to at least hearing your thoughts till you don't put up with us any longer. So.
No, but this is fun, Tommy. And see, that's the whole thing going forward. I want to do the fun things, and there'll be some projects that I do, and I'm not going to disappear completely from the Insiders message board at Hogs Illustrated because that's my family. I mean, those people, those are the ones that are calling me. And it's like, what are you going to do? We're going to miss you. I said, no, I'll be around. It just might not be quite as much. And I'll watch the game, and I might comment somewhere, to those guys Sunday or Monday. And, might have to talk them off the ledge now and then. But it's like, doing radio with you is like doing radio with Chuck and Bo. That's fun stuff. And, and it's, y'all are like family to me. Ty is that little guy that you keep wanting to pull in and hug and say, no, don't do that. But he's still family. And, I'll keep doing this and having fun. And when it's not fun, I won't do it anymore. I know that because I don't need it. And, you may have to restructure my hours because I can sleep later. So maybe, I don't know about Arns and Ruskin. I don't know about those guys, but maybe I need to do some later radio than this. And
late
just
nights
kinda,
with Clay Henry.
No, I was just thinking more midday or afternoon. How's that? It's like so I can go to bed early.
Listen to him call this on the shot here. Pretty. That would get into your fishing though. I mean, that's right in the middle of prime fishing day. Time of the day.
This is the thing that you have to remember. You can't play golf every day. You can't fish every day. You got to have some things.
But you can think about it every day.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you do think about it. But
Yeah.
I can tie more flies. I messed around the other day and got on eBay and bought an antique fly rod, so I can do that kind of stuff. It came in the mail while we were talking a while ago. The FedEx. It is a Wright McGill Granger favorite. Made in probably about 34.
Yeah.
So
and those
are the kind of things I do now.
And folks, this is why Clay will never fully retire because his appetite for fly rods.
That wasn't cheap.
His appetite for fly rods is not going to dissipate anytime soon. So he'll have to keep up a little bit. Hey, one thing you ought to do, Clay, is you could head over to Will's RV. You could get you and Gene Ann an RV, and you could just travel the world. We'll hook it up with internet, and then you and Ty can keep up your great conversations, and y'all could see all the great rivers and streams and trout fishing spots all across North America. Hey, that's what you can do at Will's RV. They'll get you a brand new RV. They're 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale, and they get you a lifetime warranty on every new unit they sell. They got factory-trained and certified technicians as well. So if your RV got caught up in the hailstorm yesterday, wherever you're at, they can help fix that paint and that the dings in their body and paint and collision center there at Will's. It's all at Will's RV. Again, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, and discover with Wheels RV. That would be the best way to probably for my wife to say, nope, that's it, I'm out, we're done, is, hey, I'm going to put you in that, and you're going to help me back it in. That I think we'd be fine on the travel. I think we'd be fine on that. The backing in of the trailer is where that would create some marital strife, is the backing it in.
What do you always say when it comes to the lake?
Oh, yeah. Nothing will test a marriage more than backing a boat down the ramp.
I remember as a kid seeing that.
That would be where it would end, trying to back the RV into the spot, me and her. Ooh, that would.
If I get one of those travel trailers and I set up a wet bar in there, I'm not going to have any peach margaritas, so you can't join her. You will not be comfortable there.
That was a bashing of the peach margaritas. They were me and two of my other buddies got it. You just have to drink lime. Is that the way to go? Well,
yeah, man.
Or just don't drink margaritas.
You don't like margaritas?
Yeah, I mean, what happened to the White Claws?
I don't know if they had them. I think Big Tim McGuire sent you one at the wedding I was just at this past Saturday. All right, more of the Morning Rush coming up.
This is Toyota Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Get by your local Toyota dealer for a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
Level up your outdoor space today at your #1 source for backyard fun, Burton Pools and Spas. Cash and carry above ground pools start at only $19.99. Get up to $900 off in-stock models. Take advantage of upfront savings and low operating costs with a Doughboy semi-in-ground pool. Book yours now and receive a $600 robotic cleaner for free. Create the backyard of your dreams at an affordable price at Burton Pools and Spas in Fort Smith and Springdale.
The temperatures may be cooling down, but at Wheels RV in Northwest Arkansas, the deals are still red hot. Whether you are enjoying one of over 50 state parks or tailgating with your favorite team, Wheels has the right RV to help you enjoy fall in the natural state. And at Wheels RV, every new unit comes with a lifetime warranty. So get out to Wheels and see why they were voted best RV dealership in Northwest Arkansas. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hardworking simplicity and serious durability.
Here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
Now that's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
Jason Aldean says there's only two means of salvation around here that seem to work: whiskey or the Bible, shot glass or revival. He doesn't want to be stuck in these two ruts. He needs something in between to fulfill his dreams. Hebrews 7:25 says, Jesus is able to save completely those who draw near to God through Him. Don't trust your spiritual strut or placing your butt in a church pew or bar stool, because all three will lie to you. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
We're finally here. The top teams in college basketball have been determined, and the Final Four is set. Looking to wager on these games or the national championship? Head over to betonline.ag on your desktop or your mobile device and sign up today to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code BLEAV to get started. That's BLEAV. BetOnline remains your #1 spot for all your updated odds and info, along with player props and new contests throughout the year. It's the best source for all your sporting wagering needs, including live betting and everyone's favorite Vegas casino and poker games. It's super easy to get started, so join today. Learn why everyone is saying BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to wager on sports. BetOnline, where the game starts.
In Fort Smith is hiring dietary aides, CNAs, and LPNs all shifts. Chapel Ridge Health and Rehab is a newly remodeled 5-star rehab and long-term facility. Full-time positions qualify for benefits such as medical, dental, 401k, and vacation. Chapel Ridge Health and Rehab wants you to become a Chapel Champ team member today. Please apply at Chapel Ridge Health and Rehab, 4623 Rogers Avenue, or fax resume to 478-1014. That's 478-1014.
Get the best value, service, and TV locally with personal service from WOW World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional Dish authorized retailer. Stop in and ask us about the Hopper 3, Dish's most advanced DVR that delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recordings anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now. WOW World of Wireless. 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 for more details. Or online at shopwownow.com. World of Wireless is located at 601 Church Street in Barling, next to Frank Rowe Furniture. That's 601 Church Street in Barling. Come see us at our new location.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device.
Inventory shortage? Not here. Wheeler Power Sports has its own showroom packed with brand new units. They have a great selection of Kawasaki bikes featuring the Ninja Z900, the KLR 650, and the Ninja 400. Wheeler Power Sports has everyone covered for all ages and all the gear and protection to keep them safe. Looking for that side-by-side or ATV for this spring? Wheeler Power Sports has the best in-stock selection in the area, and they can special order to fulfill your need. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Leach drives one to deep left field. He's hit his second home run of the game. My gosh. I'd like what he's eating for breakfast tomorrow.
Watch The Morning Rush on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Just search Hit That Line.
Back here on the Morning Rush, got some Garth Brooks news for you this morning. Also want to talk a little bit about Arkansas baseball coming up, plus some football news as well, Tommy.
Hey, one thing you've got to have is great internet for movie night at the house anymore, because when it comes to streaming, you can't have buffering during the middle of the movie. There's nothing worse than the little circle comes up on the screen. If you live in a rural area, and you're probably experienced this a lot, the choice is simple. Wave Rural Connect provide you the fastest internet in the River Valley, in Case, in Pensacola, in Ozone, Altus, Mulberry, Chester, and many areas. So if you're an Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative customer, jump to the fastest internet in the River Valley. Check to see if Wave serves your area. WaveRuralConnect.com or call 833-4WAVE-RC. That's 833-4WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities they serve. Big Tim is in Fort Smith. Big Tim, you're on the Morning Rush.
Tommy, what's up?
Good morning, Tim.
Can you hear me?
Now, there we go. Yeah.
Okay, all right. No, I just heard Ty throw my name out there about a wedding a week and a half ago, and I want to set this record straight. He wasn't drinking peach margaritas. He was drinking seltzers.
You
know, we got to – is Clay still on or is he off?
I am.
He's shaking his head in disgust, but he's here with us, yes.
I'm telling you, congratulations, Clay. We're going to miss you. I read your article every week.
So you were at this wedding. Clearly, Ty's role's pretty clear. How did he do as a bridesmaid then at the event?
The dress didn't fit well, but the hair looked great.
He had the third best hair of all the bridesmaids?
Oh, she outshone the bride.
Yeah. Well, did he catch the bouquet?
I don't think they threw it at him. I think they were afraid that he would catch it.
What do you think about the report of him drinking peach margaritas that Clay has uncovered in some of his investigations?
I think that's probably solid. I don't think there's any question he was doing it.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, he admitted.
He pretty much admitted that his band card got revoked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
There's a few whiskey, what are they called? Not sours. Ginger whiskey. What is it called? Ginger.
Mm-hmm. You drink a lot of them, I can see.
There's some. T-Man hooked us up with some whiskey gingers that were very delightful. Probably had few many of those, to be honest.
I mean, if it's good whiskey, you put it in a jigger and you drink it.
That's exactly right. Clay knows how to do it.
Yeah. Well, Tim, thank you for setting the record straight. You really didn't tell us anything we didn't already know, but it's just good to have more confirmation.
Well, you're welcome. We got to get the boy straightened out.
Well, when you talk about him being at a wedding, you got to be more specific. He's had like 14 on the calendar this year.
There's a lot.
Well, it's because they have open bar for sorority drinks. That's why.
Well, if he liked to fish more, he wouldn't be doing all these weddings. He'd be fishing more, right?
It's exactly right.
All right.
So, y'all have a good one.
Hey, Big Tim, appreciate it. Don't tell your son not to screw up the crawfish boil this Saturday.
Okay, I will.
Be hard on him, because Big Tim's a good cook. His son has developed some quality traits, but
now that's Tim McGuire. For those that don't know, Clay, you know this firsthand. I know it firsthand. Tim and I have been on a few fishing trips up to the North Fork. You want somebody who can cook some ribs or do a pork loin or something, Tim's your man.
This has been about 7 or 8 years ago. I asked Tim if he'd bring his trailer up to Baum Walker and set it up. And I called Dave Van Horn. He says, just tell him to park in my place because he always parks about 30 rows back because he don't want to get a foul ball, in the first row. And so we did, and Dave got out. And he was going to walk in and he waved, and he goes, wait a minute. There's something over there I might like. And he came over and had a rib. And we talked for just a minute. But Tim took the ribs up.
Oh, we lose Clay. I think we lost Clay's connection. We'll get him back here in just a minute. But
he doesn't do barbecue cook-offs. He wins.
Yeah.
I think he may be retired because that's a long weekend to get everything just right, hauling your trailer and then cooking all day. But
your liver.
Yeah, you're right. He showed me his tricks on how to prepare it's a cooker, but it's got the firebox where you put the wood.
It's an offset stick burner.
Yeah. And he coached me on how to do all that stuff and how to break down the fibers of the meat with some apple juice and then.
Oh, he's pro now.
And then he also was making the sides too, and they were perfect. I think it was potato salad and baked beans, and all that stuff turned out great. And there wasn't any ribs left.
Were there any seltzers? How many seltzers were used in the making of the ribs?
I wasn't paying attention to
Peach
that.
margaritas, any of those?
No, sir. That was not around anywhere. I think there might have been some Bud Lights, but I don't know for sure. Yeah.
A few of those. Has Dylan started to cook yet? Has he picked up? Because Little Tim's
a little bit. Not so much around the grill, but he's at that age where he may get up in the middle of the night and you may come down and it looks like another family's been in your house, in your kitchen. And you wake up and you're like, we just cleaned the kitchen before we went to bed. But Clay, now that you've got a little more free time coming up, you need to come down. We'll take you to play golf. But talking about ribs, Ty and I will treat you to a great lunch. And we'll go over to Art's Barbecue, another great place for some ribs. And they do these tender baby back, loin back ribs that are just awesome. They got a kind of a Memphis-style sauce that you'll like. And you mentioned the side, a house-made potato salad, beans. They do this other thing called kickin' chicken, which is really good as well. Maybe we can get you a little combo plate. But you talk about ribs.
Arts combo plates.
Arts is the place we need to. We'll just tell Wade we're coming over. We want the smorgasbord. So anyway, that'll be a good retirement present for you. It's all at Arts Barbecue, Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's, 452-2550. You can call ahead. They'll have it at the drive-through window.
When you come back, we're gonna let you know about some SEC updates, plus what's going on in Fayetteville this weekend.
This is Toyota Tuesday on the Morning Rush. Get by your local Toyota dealer for a test drive today. Toyota, let's go places.
Standard Materials Group has immediate openings for ready-mix drivers in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you have a CDL license without an automatic restriction and want to be home every night, want to work with a company that offers great pay, benefits, and a great team environment with growth opportunities, apply today at jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
Carol Morgan came to Arvest Bank needing to get a loan. Let's hear what happens.
So Carol, good news. You're approved for this loan and at this interest rate.
Yay, that's great.
You also mentioned you have some credit card debt. Would you be interested in rolling that into this loan so you're paying off that credit card at this same rate?
Really?
Yep, then it's all just one payment instead of two.
Wow, that's
helpful?
Very helpful.
Personal loans made easy. Arvest Bank, ready to help.
At Clay Maxey Auto Group, making the relationship has been what we've always been about. Can't control the market, but we can control who we are and how we act every day. And we're just going to be really good at being us. It's always been more than just selling cars or servicing them. It's a people business. We're here to take care of the customer. To me, it's important that it's about the relationship, not the transaction. Come visit us today at Clay Maxey Auto Group.
At Southern Tire Mart, we look out for you and your vehicle. Come visit us for America's most trusted brands like Michelin Tires and top-of-the-line service.
You can depend on Southern Tire Mart and Michelin tires to keep you rolling. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart, just off I-540 exit 14 in Fort Smith, for Michelin tires that fit your needs and service that cares for you like family.
Winter is actually a good time to paint. The paint store over here in Van Buren has the most popular colors on large sample boards so you can see the color in your home. Rather do some outside painting? Our low temperature application product allows you to paint down to 35 degrees. It's okay. Experience hometown customer service you won't get at a national brand and get free professional advice from our 34 years of experience. Come see Sue and her team at the paint store in Van Buren. Find us on the internet.
In today's world, slow internet equals a bad day. If you're in a rural area, you've experienced this way too often. Online meetings, schoolwork, enjoying family movie night, it's downright impossible. The solution? Fast fiber internet from Wave Rural Connect. Service is available near Uniontown, Van Buren, Pecola, Cass, Ozone, Altus, and many other areas. Check to see if it's available for you at waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Crush your hunger at TGI Fridays in Fort Smith with the new Chicken Slammers. TGI Fridays Chicken Slammers are chicken fingers tossed in our favorite sauces and tucked into a warm mini New England roll. Served with your favorite sides. Choose your flavor, Italian, buffalo, or whiskey glazed. And for dessert, try the new Peanut Butter Fudge Obsession. Oreo cookie crust, peanut butter fudge and M&Ms topped with vanilla bean ice cream and more. And don't forget it's happy hour all day every day at your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith at I-540 and Rogers. Order online at Fridays.com.
Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer opens like every other seltzer. Pours like every other seltzer. But it's not like every other seltzer. USDA certified organic, no added sugar, and low cal. So you've never seen another seltzer quite like it. And with new refreshing flavors like black cherry and watermelon strawberry, you've never tasted one like it either. Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, as real as it tastes. Enjoy responsibly, not a low-calorie food. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer, IRC Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
There's more to a tractor than just horsepower. A tractor also needs weight to get that horsepower to the ground. With TYM, a heavier tractor comes standard. Many of the TYM models weigh more for the horsepower than comparable tractors from the big names. And tractors that weigh more do more. See Bush Tractor at their new location at 6100 South Zero in Fort Smith, or log on to bushtractor.com to see how they can upgrade your productivity.
Who's ready to spring clean and save some green? Larry Rath here from Rath Auto Resources. This month, I'm on a mission to help you cash in when you clean out your garage. So stop making payments on a car you're not happy with, because right now you could clean up in a Rath Road Ready vehicle, each one hand-picked and inspected in our Meineke Car Care Center, and possibly lower your monthly payment in the process. It's out with the old and in with the new, only during my Spring Clean and Save Some Green sales event. So dust off that old ride and trade up when you bring it in today, and possibly lower your monthly payment in the process. Keeping the car you have? Keep it running this spring with a free inspection, half off brakes, and buy 3 get 1 free on all tires in our Meineke Car Care Center. But hurry, this deal's done once 86 people make a clean getaway in a nicer, newer car. Only at Arkansas's favorite used car dealer, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online, rathauto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Somebody said we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Ashley Air. Keeping your home comfortable is what they do best. Trust them with your heating and cooling needs. Go to ashley.air.com to request service today.
So the University of Arkansas just sent an email that additional tickets for the Garth Brooks concert have come out for next Saturday. Club tickets in the SEC and Touchdown Club inside of Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium in the North End Zone. $144.95 per seat. Tommy, that includes food and non-alcoholic beverages.
Which means Pepsi.
Yeah,
other than that means Pepsi, but I guess hot dogs and whatever else you can get each your $50 worth, because face value on these seats are $94.50 or whatever they were. I know this in the secondary market, it's still fairly high out there. There's some people trying to sell on Facebook. You can find upper decks all day for about $100 a piece. It's going to be a well-attended show. I think if you want to go, that's a good value. Indoor seat. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. I don't know how great a view of the stage it's going to be, but you'll certainly hear the music and have a good view from there. There'll be TVs inside, food and drink, so not a bad deal for $144. Go to SeatGeek or Vivid Seats or StubHub or any of those places. You'll see them for a lot more than that.
Now, we were talking about spring practice attendance, the final spring scrimmage this Saturday, and what that's going to look like with Easter weekend being this weekend and Garth Brooks being next weekend. Clay, I don't expect a lot of fans to be up there this weekend, even with Hog Fest and some other things, plus the LSU baseball series, just because of everything that's going on this weekend and next weekend, if I had to guess.
Yeah, it's just, people will pick this or that. I don't think it's like a full-scale scrimmage. It's more of a practice with a little bit of scrimmaging. So, people need to understand what they're going to see, and I'm sure Sam's going to, he'll preview that this week, that what they have not scrimmaged much this spring, and I think they did a little bit and realized they think they've got a really good team, and we don't want to, get them all beat up, with stuff that's not going to matter, because they're polished, they've got precision, they know how to play, they know how to play tough, and let's make sure we get to Cincinnati with all our bullets.
Some other SEC news for you this morning. Colin Castleton back at the University of Florida. Not Todd Graham. I can't think of the guy they just hired, but their new basketball coach, I'm sure, is elated to have the big man back for another season down there in Gainesville.
Sticking his neck out for another year, isn't he?
Joke
never gets old.
Nope, it doesn't at all. Texas A&M losing a key guy at the wide receiver group to the transfer portal, Caleb Chapman. He was either a 4 or 5-star coming out of high school. That's big news. And I saw that Paul Feinbaum was talking with Jimbo Fisher, and he thinks, and y'all tell me if you agree with this or not, that Texas A&M is emerging as like the new antagonist/villain in college football because of the 8 5-stars that they just brought in. Do you guys agree with that, or until they actually win something?
I don't think it's the 8-5. I think it's putting this narrative out there that you spent $25 million on your O-lineman or whatever it was that you invested in NIL, and then you come back and say, no, it wasn't true. I think that's what rubs people raw more than anything, is the arrogance that A&M has about how much money they reportedly are putting into NIL.
I think that's right. I mean, I don't think we know how, the structure of all that, and I think that they probably are going to continue to keep that close to the vest, and you'll get rumors. Some of them will be right, and some of them will be wrong, and they won't be confirmed. And you'll have to decide, what do you believe? But yeah, Texas A&M is a player now, and they're back, and those 5-stars were defensive linemen, guys. It's exactly what we've said Arkansas is the missing ingredient.
Yeah, but back for A&M means second in the division. Back for A&M means no conference title. Back for A&M certainly doesn't mean a national championship.
Well, they beat Alabama last year, Tommy. Yeah. So it's not.
You look at their history, though. They don't put a lot of the big shiny trophies in the cabinet. So,
well, it looks to me like they're back, and when I say that, it's because of the recruiting. And but we'll see. They changed defensive coordinators. Mike Elko left, and it is up for debate whether they will screw it up.
There you go.
It is up for debate. Yeah.
We'll agree on that.
I want to see who their quarterback is going to be down there in College Station. That's the issue that Jimbo Fisher's got it right once since he's been there with Kellen Mond.
They've had a history going back to Kevin Sumlin.
Yeah.
They go back to Sumlin, and they, some of the greatest quarterbacks in the country transferred out of A&M.
Yeah, they had a good one, Johnny Manziel, and and he beat Alabama too, but it wasn't. I don't think it was Saban, right?
No, it was. Yeah,
2012.
Did he beat him once? Yeah, he might have.
Yeah, it was in Tuscaloosa too in 2011. That was a incredible game, but they stacked up Jimbo and Kevin's conference records and overall records, and the record against Alabama. It's very similar. Very similar. Jimbo's getting a lot. Someone's making good money, but Jimbo's getting even more. I don't know what to think if you're a Texas A&M fan, because in some areas, Tom, or some areas, Clay, I agree with you about them being a potent power this year. In other areas, I agree with you because they hadn't done it before.
They just always find a way to not do it when they should, is my point.
I would think the quarterback position is going to be the big deal for them.
No, it always is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's right. And you need to assess quarterback play, and that's why I like Arkansas's chances. And I think Ole Miss is going to be good, but they've got to figure it out without Matt Corral, and that's. And then you look at Tennessee; they've got Hooker, and so that's nice. And we're going to see South Carolina real early in Fayetteville, and what are they going to be like with the new quarterback? He's really talented, but it's a new situation. In Rattler at South Carolina now. I mean, that's the way that's going. Yeah, so you can just.
I've got to get me a cheat sheet for all the.
Yeah, I don't have it in front of me.
For all the teams in the league.
I think I got it right.
Yeah, no, I mean, but there's so many new ones because there was 6 transfers out and all the guys at LSU. I got to get me a little cheat sheet going.
I'll tell you this real quick. So you don't have to play Desmond Ridder week 1 at Cincinnati. Rattler week 2. I can't tell you who most states' quarterback is. Calzada's at Auburn now, so it's going to be either Haynes Keene or Max Johnson, and there's one other guy that's doing that for A&M because Johnson transferred to A&M. Week 5, you know who that is, Bryce Young. I can't tell you who BYU's QB is in Week 6. Week 7, that will be Mississippi State. Rogers is back, isn't he? Or am I misremembering that?
I think Will Rogers came back for another
that's
year.
what I thought. Will Rogers back for Week 7. I'm going to have some help on the other opponents that you'll play this year. LSU, you've got a combination of Miles Brennan and the kid from Arizona State, Jaden Daniels, and I think there's one other quarterbacks.
I don't know Liberties, but
I know Malik Willis. He's gone to the draft. Keep going down that list. Who else did they play?
You mentioned Auburn, and then Liberty, LSU.
Yeah, Jaden Daniels and Miles Brennan and one other guy. Keep going.
Yeah, Missouri's going to play the guy that finished the bowl game for them. And
they already talked about Ole Miss. So.
Yeah, so
Jackson Dart will probably be the quarterback there.
But what we don't know
I need to get all the other
is who's going to, who. Not all those guys will finish the season. I mean, that's what happens, and things change, is you don't finish the season with the quarterback you start with because most of them are, they're going to get knocked around in the SEC. So, whose knees stay together, whose ankles, and whose shoulders. So that's, that's why you have to have a backup. And, I mean, that's why the battle between Hornsby and Fortin are really important because, you don't know if you make it all the way with KJ because he's going to carry the ball 100 times, right? He's going to carry it.
Do they? And that was a question, and we'll wrap up our SEC update, and then I'll ask you the question I want to do on KJ, Clay.
All right. That's our SEC updates brought to you by Ashley Air. Warmer weather is already here. Is your AC ready? Let Ashley Air get your home ready with their $69 spring tune-up. Ashley Air's trained technicians will come to your home and make sure everything's working right and cooling your home efficiently before those hot and humid days set in for summer. It's part of Ashley Air's 100% satisfaction guarantee. Hey, on game day, call the Hogs. When your AC needs repaired, call Ashley Air. Get your $69 tune-up now. Go to AshleyAir.com to schedule it. That's AshleyAir.com. Proud sponsors of Razorback Athletics.
So we've heard from you and Tom and others that have gotten a chance to see KJ practice this spring, Clay, about his accuracy, his improvement, his leadership, and how that's picked up as well. And then I've also seen Sam Pittman talking about how Malik Hornsby has improved. We haven't gone into much in depth about that. Now, you just brought up the Fortin and Hornsby backup dynamic. What improvement have you seen from Malik Hornsby in the practices you've gotten, in the little glimpses you've gotten to see, Clay?
Improved confidence, more decisiveness, ability to run their reads, better passing in the deep ball. Haven't seen as much accuracy throwing in a tight window, but it is improved. But he's just more sure of himself, and that's just what happens as you get older. Things happen fast out there, and it kind of, as they say, it slows down, and that's what I'm seeing is that it's slowing down for him. Cade Fortin is a viable option. He can play in the SEC, so they've got 3 in my opinion. They need a couple of more because Coley is transferring, and you need arms just to have a practice.
Yeah. Need scout team quarterbacks. We talked about that last week. You got to have someone that's formidable enough to at least.
They're fine. They're looking.
Looks.
They'll probably have 3 or 4 walk-ons that they add, over the next few weeks. So that'll get worked out. But they're in the best position they've been at quarterback in a long time,
even on slim numbers.
Well, what I'm saying is they got 3 that can play. Yeah. There's not many times that a team says that they've got 3 that they can win games with.
You'll have an all-SEC quarterback by season's end. Probably second team, maybe third team. I would think K.J. Jefferson. Preseason's probably going to be second or third, and then postseason's probably going to be that same. I can't. Can you see him passing Bryce Young?
Bryce Young can be default, though. He can, he can get hurt. I'm not saying I want him to get hurt, but hey, there's things that happen. It's a long. You got it, and they're gonna. What happens in the SEC is that you beat each other up.
And all it takes is one left tackle to miss one block, and one of those giant defensive linemen, those rush edgers coming in there and can ruin your football team.
One of the Vanderbilt guys from the week before they play Arkansas, right?
I don't think it. But hey. Stranger things have happened. I wouldn't put my money on that square, but it'd probably get you good odds if you did.
Yeah. You do have, Clay, you're going to find this game intriguing. Alabama goes to Texas week 2. I had forgotten about that until I looked at their schedule. Now they play the cupcake of the SEC, the Vanderbilt Commodores, a week before they play Arkansas. But that's going to be an intriguing game, what happens to Austin in week 2 for Sark and Saban. I think Alabama's going to win, but I am going to be watching that game, no question about it. Well, Clay, we appreciate you joining us. I know you've had to field a lot of questions in the last 24 to 48 hours about your future, and I appreciate you doing the same this morning for a little bit as well.
Sounds fun. We'll do it again in a couple of days, right?
Talk on Friday. For Clay Henry, Tommy Kraft, and Drew Barrett, I am Ty Richardson. Everyone have a fantastic Toyota Tuesday. Reminder, doubleheader baseball today. First game, first pitch at 3 o'clock.
Level up your outdoor space today at your #1 source for backyard